not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Yes, he did. He did say it's Friday. He didn't say that in the call itself, but it was in his heart. Jason Ross, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. And good morning to all of you, Sacramentans and beyond. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, Jay Mars. As it is today, Monday, well, it'll still be the three of us. Want to remind you, it's starting Monday. It's a 5-hour block.
Huge.
huge. Yeah. 6 to 11. Can you feel it?
I can.
You don't have to bring in like breakfast or something. Or can we, honestly, we're in serious contract negotiations as we speak. I should probably ask, like, cater. We've got sponsors.
Absolutely.
Somebody should cater. We should have, like, if we're going 5 hours, so halftime be what, 2.5 hours in, so 8:30. We should have the 8:30 catering brought to you by whatever.
The morning brunch.
Yes.
KHTK buffet.
Yes. KHTK.
KHT Crunch.
Yeah. And they bring it in, and we give them a read. And then, it's 10 minutes of us chewing.
You literally just hand it to him. Here's your read.
Here's your read. Read it.
Take it with you.
Yeah, and then we just sit here and crunch and munch it is, crunch and munch is fantastic. Mm-hmm. And do our thing. I'm going to have to start making smoothies.
You have you have a trail mix over there.
I do. Yeah. This trail mix was $8.95 at Sam's Club, and it might be the most value purchase I've ever. It's lasted you and I about.
Oh, it's been here a long time.
A year.
Yeah.
Hey, David Crosby passed away yesterday.
Yeah, he's dead.
God, he was just. Here's the thing. My generation probably knows him from social media, which you don't want to speak ill of the dead, but here we go. Where he was just a wiener on social media. Like,
really?
Oh, dude, he. Honestly, as much as his music would hit me, he every once in a while Crosby pop up with like he was on some podcast and just berated the guy for asking him like a completely normal question. He definitely had some takes that were, and again, not even like
he was super woke, huh?
Well, that's not even the political stuff. It just he was a curmudgeon. I think is the right way to say it.
Crusty.
I'd say, well, you say crusty, I say curmudgeon. But Crosby, Stills, and Nash. I don't include Young.
Wow. No, wow.
I can't stand Neil Young.
His name's Neil.
Neil Young. Here's my controversial music takes right here. I would say Neil Young is second. No, I actually don't like Neil Young, I think, the most.
Let me guess who's second.
Take a guess.
Bob Dylan.
But see, here's why he's second and not most. Like, Bob Dylan's voice is actually more annoying to me than Neil Young. But I have immense respect for Bob Dylan as a songwriter and an influencer. Like, there's no doubt about it. He's one of the greatest of all time, period. End of statement. He's a legend. So I can at least appreciate that. Neil Young is like, old man, look at my life. Hear that? That's annoying. Like,
a show tune.
That's him. But he honestly sounds like Ethel Merman's kid. It really is. And I think he kind of ruined Pearl Jam, but that's a whole different ballgame. He just, I'm sure he's a fine person. I cannot, like, no, Rockin' in the Free World, overrated. Just no Neil Young, Bob Dylan, whatever. And then the one that I miss, I like him, but I've never been able to get Springsteen.
Really?
I've tried.
I love the boss.
He is the boss.
I don't dislike him. I actually really like him. Like, his story.
Literally born to run.
No,
yeah. And in the USA.
Like, during the We Are the World recordings, which I could teach a class on, everybody rolls up in limos after the Grammys, or was it the American Music Awards, whatever it was. The boss drives a pickup truck across the street and walks over. Like, he's just no BS, New Jersey, jeans jacket, born in the USA, let's go. Like, I have a ton of respect for Bruce. I don't know, man.
Did you listen to Nebraska first? That might be your problem.
No, I listen. By the way, I've listened to a ton of his stuff because my best friend's dad's a huge Springsteen guy. Like, I think maybe this is really in kill Springsteen fans. Like, my favorite song by Bruce Springsteen might be "Philadelphia" from the movie soundtrack. It's a great
song.
It's a great song, but I'm pretty sure Springsteen fans are like, what? What about Born to Run? What about Glory Days? What about Born of the USA?
No, Springsteen fans will hit you with B-sides.
And that's the thing.
Any fan of any band or artist,
Deep cuts.
That's their favorite go-tos. You know you're a true fan when enter deep cut or B-side.
You just haven't heard.
You don't know real Springsteen until you've heard the random record from '83.
I've tried. I respect him. He's whatever, but it's almost like a religion for a lot of Springsteen. So I think Grateful Dead. Get out of here with Grateful Dead. That's why I really knew Luke Walton wasn't going to make it here.
Was it.
See, Bill Walton's doing his own telecast now.
I am sort of here for it, but then maybe not. I don't know.
I'll be here for it for like 2 minutes.
I like the sound of it, but then I feel like I'll get into it and watch it and be like, he needs help. I mean, like help on the broadcast.
Oh,
yeah.
gotcha.
I love Bill Walton. All right, let's get to it.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
There's cut number 1. I told you.
Finds Huerter, right wing, open for 3. Buries the triple. Oh, what a sweet stroke that was from Kevin Huerter, knocking down his third three-pointer in 7 attempts. He's got 18 points. Kings regain the lead at 106-103.
Oh, the Velveteer knocking threes down. Had a fine conversation with them. We will be playing for you on the Kevin Huerter Show, brought to you by Jiffy Lube at 727. Here's the okay. Do you know why I'm laughing?
From the interview?
I'm laughing because you and I were on the phone yesterday. No, I think it was, you and I were on the phone yesterday. And I just had a little crisis of conscience there because I was just about to tease the interview with the tease that you came up with. But then I felt bad about stealing your tease without credit. Now I'm really pulling the curtain back and nobody cares, but I do. Do you even remember?
I'm trying to remember was it a joke tease?
Who in Kevin Huerter's life was confused by on the plane like an IG model?
Yes.
Find out at 7:27.
That's right.
We asked him about that. That's a whole thing.
That was funny.
That was very funny. Yes. Kevin was in a good mood. He's
always in a good mood.
He is. And he's still kind of recovering.
Yeah.
Feeling better, obviously enough to play, but there's definitely a bug rolling through the team. And speaking of that, we got a lot of questionables tonight.
Including the big fella.
Scared. I've had a red circle around this game for a week. Jason, Jay and I today, you were trying to talk us down.
Yeah, Jay even put the red circle.
Yeah.
So you both have red circles on your calendars for this game. It's really weird.
We do. Yeah, we're really, really scared of this game.
Yeah.
So
I have a purple square.
You do? Yeah, with a little beam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friday night beams.
Yep.
We have all your coverage here. 7:00, 6:30 tip.
Yeah, but all kidding aside, OKC is playing great.
They're playing really well. They're young.
It's like a house money season, right? Like they were supposed to be awful. They're not awful. They didn't have the number 2 pick.
Right. Chet's
still don't.
Just chilling.
Where's Chet? What's Chet doing? What does he do back there?
And the thing with OKC, I mean, gosh, I know players don't tank, teams tank. I feel like if there's ever a reason to tank, it would be OKC, but I get it. It would just be hilarious if they end up with a really good pick this year, and because next year they would, let's say they get the 5 pick. Next year they're adding 2 top 5 picks, including a possible generational player in Holmgren if he can stay healthy. Imagine if my favorite story, honest to God, would be is if they somehow got the number 1.
Well, yeah, and I can't remember. I don't have it in front of me anymore, but the amount of picks they have this year. I mean, I know they were talking about it last year, but they have almost like 25% of the draft coming up in the next couple of years. So
if they wanted to, there's probably not a player that will be on the block this year that they could not grab.
Right.
They didn't grab anybody.
Yeah.
They have such a war chest.
You want to bring Durant back? They easily could.
No problem.
Yeah.
There are not a lot of players in this league Oklahoma City could not, that wouldn't be able to trade for. I love the idea of Victor Wembanyama going to Oklahoma City first off, just because of the market.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of Wembanyama and Holmgren.
Yes. Imagine being your first time in America. You go to Oklahoma City.
I mean, if you're Victor Wembanyama, do you want to go to OKC or do you want like if you went to New York or LA? I almost feel like OKC be a nice.
He's going to hang with a guy named Chet.
Yes.
Chet and Vic.
Chet and Vic. Sundays, CBS. Solving Crimes. Number 2.
Cut number 2.
Purdy going to throw back middle, wide open. Debo Samuel down the sideline, 50, 40, Debo 30, Debo 20, Debo 10, Debo touchdown! San Francisco!
Bills grabber! Well, 48 hours away.
Yeah. You nervous?
Incredibly.
Okay.
I'm incredibly nervous. I'm incredibly nervous because this
what could go wrong?
The Dallas defense scares me.
Yeah.
There's no way to quantify this, but I will just make this statement. If Brock Purdy has the same first quarter that he had in their first game against that Dallas defense, the Niners will be down like 14-3. Like, don't screw around. Don't screw around. This is a good defense. Their sack rate is ridiculous. Purdy's going to hit the ground. He's going to hit the ground. He's going to be pulling turf out of his face. That's just going to happen, but he's resilient.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Dallas offense, and they got one banger in CeeDee Lamb. Michael Gallup's the type. Michael Gallup is like their Alvin Harper to CeeDee Lamb's Michael Irvin. He's one of those guys that, like, okay, he's there and he's good, but the Cowboys win and we're coming back here Monday, and you could see Harper having 2 touchdowns and 150 yards because CeeDee was a decoy half the time. I am nervous. Can you tell?
But that's why, who's going to help? Greg Papa.
He does. He is the Papacillin. Always comes in and relaxes you. Number 3. I said number 3. No. Oh, no time. No time.
It's been waived off.
Wow. All because of David Crosby.
Yeah.
Oh, thoughts and prayers.
And the boss.
And the boss. We'll take a break. All right. When we come back, let's take a look around the NBA last night, including a very, very entertaining NBA Finals rematch. We got you next.
Sactown Sports goes 100% live and local.
From 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Starting January 23rd. Tune into Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. Followed by the return of Deuce and Mo.
Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Followed by Cattles and Rami from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. You wanted more local? We're giving you more local on Sactown Sports. Your local sports leader.
American Energy wants to make sure you and your family are safe this winter with a $49 furnace tune-up. Plus, if you're ready for a new one, get half off with American Energy's 50% off furnace special. With 0% financing and payment plan options available, there's no reason to keep putting off making your home safe, warm, and comfy for you and your family this holiday. Call American Energy today at 916-520-9990 or visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. 50% off furnace when you purchase a whole home HVAC system. Limited time only. Cannot be combined with other offers or specials.
Need weekend plans? Check out what's happening at your local Lowe's. Weekending at Lowe's gives you and your family the opportunity to make us your weekend destination. Stop by for free workshops, events, and activities for everyone to enjoy. This month, we're celebrating the new year with fun local events like our Dogs of Lowe's Pet Party. Visit Lowe's.com/events for this month's full event lineup. Count on Lowe's for all of your home improvement needs. And now, activities in your community with Weekending at Lowe's.
They bleed black and purple. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on your local sports leader, Sactown Sports.
I don't know if you caught any of the Warriors.
Sure did.
Celtics.
That was fun.
It was fun. And that game was one of the and although the Warriors fell short, but that's why I'm not buying until the clock hits 0 or the magic number is over. I'm not buying the Warriors aren't winning the Pacific and being top 4, top
Well,
3.
they give you enough glimpses.
Yes.
It's like, man, this game probably meant something to them, so they're gonna ramp up. And you go, wow, the ramped up version's pretty good. They led most of the game.
Yes.
In Boston, by the way, so the league's best team. That I think everybody was there for Boston.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, it was fun.
34, 19, and 6 for Jason Tatum. He's having a hell of a year, and I think he's still only 24.
You're calling him as the MVP, I heard.
That's close.
Yeah.
That's your afternoon guy, but I understand the conversation. Jason certainly should be in the conversation.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt. He's having such a wonderful year. 29 points on 9 of 25 for Curry, including the heave from beyond half court that just swooshed. And this is where, this is where Draymond Green is at his absolute best. 11 points, 13 boards, 9 assists on 5 shots, and all the defense.
Yeah.
That's playoff Draymond Green. That's why he's a Hall of Famer, in my opinion, because he is the guy that does the things that a lot of players just don't want to do.
Yeah, it makes teams better, makes that team better, is really important to that team. And then, we gave him some grief last year, or I think it was last year when he was talking about, maybe it was earlier this season, that, it takes a little bit more to get the engine going when you're playing during the regular season, lesser teams. Someone in that group mentioned the Kings, whatever. But when he is engaged and revved up, he's tremendous.
10 points off the bench for the entire Golden State Warrior team. 10 points, 6 for ex-King Dante DiVincenzo. Lamb and Looney each offered, which that sounds like a morning show, each offered 2 points as well. But Looney did have 12 boards. That is the guy that's ahead of Domantas Sabonis in All-Star voting. We'll get to that later. And just one final note on that. The Golden State Warriors are a game under 500. They're way back in the Pacific. They're way down in the Western Conference standings. But let me ask you this right now. NBA Finals start this Sunday. It's Celtics and Warriors, and the Celtics, let's say, have home court advantage. I'm taking the Celtics in that series, but I think it's going 6 or 7.
Yeah, it'd be a long series. They'd have to work for it because the Warriors would have a game where Steph's dynamite or they crack the code enough. And, even yesterday's a good example. The Warriors were looking like they were going to win a majority of that game.
Yes.
And then it looked like they were dead in overtime, and they almost came back and stole it at the very end. So it was a good journey. But when they're on and focused, and all that experience has to mean something.
Well, that's why as much as a Kings-Warriors first-round playoff matchup would be fun, I would like to not have that happen.
Yeah.
As of right now, by the way, as of today, the Kings would host the Utah Jazz.
Oh, okay. Those have been thrilling games so far.
Probably would not be on national TV. But they have been thrilling games so far. Around the rest of the league, Bulls beats the Pistons. Nobody cares. T-Wolves 2 points over the Raptors are struggling.
They are. They're here to close out the homestand next week. But Minnesota just gets to 500 below up. They're just hovering.
Yeah, they're 23 and 24. The Suns hold on. The Nets outscore them 38-23 in the fourth. The Suns hold on and win by 5 points there. Kyrie with 30. And then the Sixers go into Portland, beat them by 10, 105-95. Take a look.
And the Sixers, let's remember, are going to be here tonight. Yes. If they're not here already.
Might be, Joel Embiid might be in the game.
So it'll be a weird situation where I know it's happened before, but you got the Thunder staying at the Sawyer.
Yeah.
I'm sure the Sixers are there now. Sixers will be chilling, whatever, tonight while the Kings are playing, and then they play again tomorrow.
What if they run into each other?
It's weird.
They're in the gym.
Yeah.
Do they use the hotel gyms on the road, do you think?
Sometimes players do.
Where do they get the workouts in? I wonder.
Sometimes they do.
In the Kings are the 3 seed. In the division, they now the Sacramento Kings now have a 4-game lead over second place. They have a 4-game lead over the Clippers, a 4-game lead over the Warriors, 4.5 over the Suns, 6 over the Lakers. As a matter of fact, with the Suns winning last night, they are the only team other than the Kings to not be on a losing streak of some sort. The Kings have won 5 in a row. Everyone else lost their last game except for the Suns. And you want to talk about picking up ground. The Kings have won 7 of 10. The Clippers have lost 8 of 10. The Warriors have lost 5 of 10. The Suns have lost 8 of 10. And the Lakers have won 6 of 10. Of course, one of those losses being to Sacramento. So it's an interesting time right now with the Kings being 3 in the standings. And by the way, the Kings, technically, they're tied with the Pelicans, but ahead of them on percentage points. When you look at and we'll look a little bit later on at tonight's game.
Yeah.
And tonight's matchups as well. I believe the Pelicans are off, as a matter of fact. So, no, I apologize. They play the Magic, 4 o'clock. They're the very first game. I skipped them there. And Kings Thunder, let's see if this changes. Right now, Remember this. The Kings were down. How about this? The Kings were in L.A. against the LeBron James and the Lakers. And at 6 a.m., 6:20, whatever it was, the Kings, remember, were 4.5-point favorites. That's with Sabonis. They thought Sabonis was going to play. So the Kings were 4.5-point favorites in L.A. against the Lakers. Tonight, the Kings are 3.5-point favorites. Again, that's how well the Thunder are playing, asterisk. But I also wonder if that's reflective of Vegas thinking Sabonis won't play or on the fence about whether or not Sabonis.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't practice yesterday, so he's certainly going to be questionable, still non-COVID. Hearing him in the story, he said even after he hurt the thumb, wanted to play that very next game, but couldn't get the swelling down or couldn't get the right kind of setup for his hand and missed just the one game, and then he was back. So, you want him to be right, feeling well or as well as possible, but I sure hope he plays tonight.
I would be really surprised if he didn't. In fact, I'll bet you he had to be forced to not play the other night. Knowing him, he wanted to play. I do wonder, though, if it's one of those situations where they take it out of the hands of the player completely and base it on whether or not you're contagious.
Yeah.
Because we do know there's a bug going through.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not just players,
Right.
it's staff. Like there's a big time bug going through that team. And when you think about it, you're on the, it's actually probably a lot easier at home because everybody can kind of go in quarantine.
Sure.
You're on the road, you're on the bus,
Yeah.
you're on the plane, you're around each other all the time.
Hotel elevators. I mean, you're just
exactly. And I don't know. I don't know the intricacies. I'd actually be very curious. Like, do they have a mask protocols? Not the. I'm saying just to avoid getting the flu or a cold. When somebody's sick, is there some sort of separation? Because as you know, especially in a flu type thing, one guy gets it, pretty much everyone else is getting it, and that has real world effects.
Absolutely.
On wins and losses
for sure. And so, yeah, I'm with you. I think if there's any possible chance of him going, he's going.
I think so too.
Yeah.
We'll get to the standings a little bit later. Standings watch as well. What's going on tonight? Let's switch gears. Let's look ahead to the playoffs, the NFL playoffs this weekend, and why Jalen Hurts might be just a tad bit paranoid. We'll let you hear it in his own words next.
Join the Sacramento Kings on Thursday, January 26th for the Kingpin Classic Charity Bowling Tournament. Presented by Rayleigh's. Bowl and mingle with your favorite players, coaches, Kings dancers, the 916 crew, and Slams It. All while supporting the Sacramento Kings Foundation. Learn more at kings.com/bowling.
Hey there, Jason Ross here to tell you about my friends at ACR Solar and ACR Home Services. Always a good time to evaluate the setup, the situation your house is in. We are longtime homeowners, been in the same house for it's basically 20 years. We're right there. And we were in a position when we bought the home that our roof was an older roof, but it was fine. It was doing okay. And here's time. Time does some funny things to your house, and obviously winter and summer and all the extreme temperature changes that we have, trees and deterioration. So we had one of those old shake roofs, and it was time. Last year, we had a couple leaks in the garage. So we had to do it. And we met with a couple different roofing companies. But when we met with the great folks at ACR Solar and ACR Home Services, this was a partnership we knew we wanted to get involved with. We saw the great work that they had done before, and then just trusted their plan, their process, and our instincts were right. Let's put it that way. When we met with Joe Peterson, the roofing expert, we connected, we trusted him. We knew his background, and we knew this was the company we wanted to work with. And then Joe was very thorough, was always out there with full communication, letting us know what was going to happen each day. And like I said, in constant communication on site as well. So we knew what was going on. And then the work was just phenomenal. And now we've got a brand new roof. It looks great. Peace of mind. We've had nasty weather, as you know, and we've had no issues. So I strongly, strongly recommend the great folks at ACR Solar and Home Services. Check them out at acrsolar.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Quick Quack Car Wash.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Friday forecast starts out crisp and cool. We'll enjoy plenty of sunshine today from the light north breeze, so expect less in the way of fog and afternoon temperatures in the lower 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The great outdoors, exciting and beautiful, but they're also dusty and muddy. So after every adventure, I head to Quick Quack Car Wash. No one would expect I spent more of my weekend parked on a trail than in my garage. Head to Quick Quack for a shine that lets you defy expectations.
It all started with a group of cowboys who broke from the mold and wanted more. 30 years later, the ride continues, and the professional bull riders have never been more ranked.
The best ever! We were here for it!
Don't be a... Celebrate 30 years this February 3rd through 5th at the Golden One Center in downtown Sacramento. Stop by any participating Save Mart for a 20% off discount ticket code when you buy Monster Energy.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. You've heard me talk with my friend Shelby about real estate for a long, long time. You know what? Shelby's main goal? He just wants to help you save money no matter how. So what is Shelby doing right now with the real estate market all over the place? He's pivoting. SolarWithShelby.com. And you might be saying like, oh God, solar. No, listen, Shelby's got it dialed in, especially if you're a PG&E customer. He can save you 30 to 50% off your bill, 30% federal tax credit, dollar for dollar. It comes back in cash. Protect yourself from inflation. These numbers could be going up and up and up. 100% financing. Yeah, they've got it. Nothing down, 30% tax credit, 25-year guarantee. What more do you need? Go to SolarWithShelby.com. That's what you need. You need solar. SolarWithShelby.com. Save yourself some money today and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
At Folsom Lake Honda, in addition to great prices on new Hondas, we stock the best selection of quality pre-owned vehicles, and each one of those vehicles is priced to sell now.
With new cars in high demand, Folsom Lake Honda has a great selection of quality one-owner trades with low miles, and each is priced to sell now. Every used vehicle on the lot comes with a Carfax vehicle history report and has passed a safety inspection. Shop our entire selection at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Welcome, Doug Christie here for the Good Feet Store with a question. How is the game of basketball like the Good Feet Store? And the answer is the very best basketball players do it all. Shoot, defend, rebound, they do it all. And the Good Feet Store does it all too. Good Feet manufactures their own line of arch supports, over 300 styles, sizes, and flexibilities. Good Feet arch support specialists at every store personally fit every customer for free with no obligation. Lastly, Good Feet sells its arch supports exclusively at over 200 Good Feet stores nationwide. Sore feet, aching back, knee or hip pain, even plantar fasciitis? When nothing else works, come to the Good Feet Store and experience the comfort, balance, and support of the Good Feet 3-step arch support system. The Good Feet Store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and now Vacaville off Nut Tree Parkway by Sprouts, online at goodfeet.com.
Time to check out Coastside Medical Clinic, who's dedicated to providing breakthrough remedies for men.
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
With your Sactown Sports headlines, I'm Jay Mars. The Sacramento Kings welcome the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight at the Golden One Center. The Kings are currently riding a 5-game winning streak. However, center Domantas Sabonis is questionable to play tonight with a non-COVID illness. Coverage begins with game night at 5:30 on Sactown Sports. Speaking of the Kings, both De'Aaron Fox and Domas have creeped into the top 10 in Western Conference voting at their respective positions. Kings fans can still vote for them, the two, through January 21st. The 49ers host the Dallas Cowboys at Levi Stadium in an NFC divisional playoff matchup Sunday at 3:30. These two teams met last year in the divisional round, with the 49ers dispatching of Dallas. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140
on Sactown Sports.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry, I didn't know. Were we off air there or
Yes.
on there?
Now you're on.
But we were off air before.
Yes.
Do it, and then if anyone asks, say I did it. I am 100% positive. Yes. Seriously. Just thank you. All right. Just taking care of our chat room. Hello, everybody on YouTube. Almost all of you. And just want to make it very clear that Jay did that.
Wow.
Welcome in. Under the bus immediately in an angelic way. Look at that. I spread my wings. What's up?
Lord, clip those wings.
Drive safe. Kevin Huerter is going to join us at 7:27.
Don't taunt Happy Fun Ball.
Do not make eye contact.
It's just very uncomfortable right now.
I'm going to give you guys, as we, and I'm going somewhere with this that ties kind of into our segment here. I was today years old when I realized, or when I found out, this isn't a bit. Did you know the NFL is a nonprofit organization?
Huh?
The NFL?
The National Football League is a nonprofit organization.
That makes sense. They don't make much money.
None at all. I did not know this, and I just completely stumbled onto this, not looking for it. The NFL is a tax-free entity because, quote, it is organized as a trade or industry association that is exempt from taxation under blah, blah, blah of the IRS code, which exempts charitable organizations. The league is using a loophole created for actual trade organizations, groups like the National Chimney Sweeps Guild, and using it as a way to avoid taxes. Now, the rule, to be fair-ish, the rules apply to the league office, not profits made by individual teams, which is a bit of a murky distinction. The teams fund the league office, which collects revenues from things like TV deals, distributes those funds to franchises. Once the money is paid to a team, it's taxable, but the setup allows the NFL to hold on to money that would have normally gone to the IRS.
I think there needs to be a deeper dive into this. Not necessarily the NFL part, but the National Chimney Sweep Guild. I'm curious what's going on there.
And is Dick Van Dyke the president? Now, one last thing. I mentioned that, well, the teams are taxable. They're not nonprofit, except for the Green Bay Packers, who are a nonprofit organization as well. Now, they do a ton of stuff for the community and for charity and all that, but I did not know that. A third one that has nothing to do with it. Apparently, IKEA is also a nonprofit organization. The NFL is a nonprofit organization. That is, and I'm sure they're because they spend so much money on charity.
Yeah.
A lot of really great things. Jalen Hurts, you a little paranoid? He obviously, Jalen Hurts can also be a complete sentence.
Yes.
And you may remember our lovely segment, What Athletes' Names Form Complete Sentences. Jalen Hurts is one of them. He was hurting a while back. He seems to be healthy now. But he thinks like Rockwell, he always feels like somebody's watching him.
It's football. I got a bounty on me every week. I go out there on the field, so go out there and just play my game. You know, whatever happens, happens.
The Giants have a bounty on him?
Ooh. That they tried that in New Orleans.
Yes.
That didn't work.
Yeah, there were suspensions from the nonprofit league.
Yeah. I mean, I do not believe, and maybe I'm being naive. I do not believe in the true sense that there is a bounty on Jalen. If you were to injure Jalen Hurts, that you will get bonuses and cash and prizes galore. I do think other teams are very aware that he is the epitome of the head of the snake. And if you are to knock him down,
right,
and knock him out, that you have quite a better chance at beating the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
But I think that goes for if you were to do that to Brady or Aaron Rodgers or anyone else.
I mean, it's, I don't even know if it's a dirty little secret, but yeah, you're right. I mean, the way it works, honestly, if a defensive player, like, I wouldn't even have to put a name out there, but someone,
Fred McGee
wanted cheap shot on quarterback A from the team you're playing. Like, quarterback passes the ball And if Fred McGee just blows up that quarterback, to get the 15-yard penalty, but you knocked the said quarterback out, it's dirty, it's awful, it's cheap, but it's probably worth it.
Right.
In an awful way, right?
Yes, in a very awful way. And listen.
And it's 15 yards. Okay. Maybe an ejection. Okay.
And I want the 49ers, should they get past this weekend and play Philadelphia, should they get past this weekend, I want the Niners to win. But if you told me they had to do something dirty to win, I don't want that.
Right.
I don't want it that bad. It cheapens it. And I don't want to hear, like the Lakers, it wasn't their fault that they won a championship in a bubble, but that's, and certainly if the Kings had won the championship, I wouldn't, but they're going to hear that for the rest of their lives. I don't think they care. Doug Peterson talking about Kansas City. They've got their work cut out for them a little bit too. And he talked about Arrowhead.
It's a great atmosphere. We got to embrace it. No one expects us to do anything, so go play, have fun, enjoy the moment. And let's see what happens. We've put ourselves in this position to be one of the 4 remaining AFC teams. And, you got a lot to play for. And whether we win, whether we lose, our season was a huge success. From that standpoint, first year together, overcome a lot of adversity from last year to this year and pushing these guys through.
Interesting.
I don't know if I like the end there. I hear what he's saying.
Yeah.
Do I want my head coach saying no matter what, this is a successful? That
it just puts you in a different perspective, right? Because the other 3 teams, the Bills, the Bengals, and the Chiefs, are all thinking one thing. The Bengals got to the Super Bowl last year. The Bills have been chasing that, have been really good enough, but haven't made it. And the Chiefs' standard is to win the whole thing. So, yes, I think that's a post-game. Like, if they lose to the Chiefs, my post-game reaction, if I'm Doug Peterson, look, we were a non-playoff team a year ago. I inherited a 3-win team. So proud of our guys. Loved our 27-0 comeback last week. But I'm really looking forward to next year. You can't say that line next year. Like, this was the year you can get away with that, but I wouldn't say it before the Chiefs game.
Interesting thing about the Bills. So Doug McDermott doesn't get enough credit Sean McDermott, not the basketball player. Sean McDermott, the head coach of the Bills. We talk about great head coaches in the NFL, and I don't think Sean McDermott is mentioned as much. And what I would say to that is that he is now in his 6th season as coach of the Bills. He has made the playoffs 5 of those 6 years. And Jason, I'm old enough, and so are you, to remember that the Bills were perennial doormats.
Right.
And and it's not all on him, of course, but he's come in but they haven't gotten over the top. They've gotten to the AFC Championship game once a couple years ago against the Chiefs. Chiefs got them last year as well. If the Bills were to lose again this year and let's say not make the Super Bowl championship game or even this weekend, it's not as bad as making the Super Bowl 4 years in a row and losing every year. But does there start to be some whispers around there that, we shouldn't have this ceiling? We're way too talented. Are we there yet with them? Are they still enjoying it?
I feel like they're closer to that other part where it's like the expectations are there now.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they can't go out this week. Can they go out next? Like, who's okay with all of that?
I don't think anyone's okay. I just wonder how okay or un-okay they are. One last thing. We were talking about this yesterday we'll get to this actually after the break because we got to go. We were talking yesterday about Kings fans, if they made the playoffs, selling their tickets.
Right.
When we get back, we're going to get into the Niners and Cowboys, and we have audio from both sides, including an update on the kicker who missed 4 extra points.
Yes.
But we're going to tell you which players sounded off on fans selling playoff tickets this time in the NFL. We'll do that next.
The only place you'll find De'Aaron Fox is Sactown Sports.
Spins away from the defender, in the paint, soft floater. That's a great play by De'Aaron Fox.
Hey, Sacramento, it's De'Aaron Fox, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Individual rates, coverage, offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions, not available in all areas. Hey, small business owner, when's the last time you checked your workers' comp rate? For many small businesses, workers' comp insurance is one of their biggest costs. but some don't check their rate often. Did you know rates can vary? In fact, taking 3 minutes to check your rate with Pi Insurance could save you up to 30%. Just go to trypi.com, share a few details about your business, and get a quote that's customized for you with no hassle or hidden fees. We know you're busy, but spending just a few minutes to check your rate could save you money. Plus, when you sign up for pay-as-you-go billing, your premium is based on your actual payroll, not an estimate. So your workers' comp audit experience is simplified. See how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent for Pi, or get a quote at trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
I'm Mario, owner of Attic Man Heating and Air here in Sacramento. Is your furnace ready for the cold weather? Our furnace maintenance normally costs $69, but contact us today, mention this ad, and get it for only $49. We will send a technician out to go through your entire heating system, make sure your system is ready to tackle the cold weather. For only $49, this is a deal you cannot afford to pass up. Visit our 5-star Yelp page or book online at atticmanhvac.com. Locally owned and operated, home of the free diagnostic. atticmanhvac.com.
What's going on? Joined as always by Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Chad, what's up with the Chrysler Start Something New event?
Hoblet is the most trusted dealer in California and is known for having the largest inventory of heavy-duty trucks in the state. We have every type of Ram 2500 heavy-duty available and zero dealer markup. In fact, right now you can save up to $12,000 off MSRP on new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cabs, with financing starting at 1.9% and prices as low as $39,630.
Oh, is that all?
No, that's not it. We also have up to $8,000 off MSRP on new 2022 Ram 1500 Laramie Crew Cabs as well.
What are you waiting for? Stop by the Hoblet Ram Truck Center off County Road 102 and I-5 today, or search, select, and save at HobletDodge.com. Best prices, best selection, period.
$12,000 in total net savings after $6,000 factory rebates and $6,000 dealer discount. Rebates include $2,000 Chrysler Captive bonus cash. Must finance with Chrysler Captive qualify. 1.9% financing available for 36 months on approved credit. $28.61 per $1,000 borrowed. $8,000 total net savings after $2,000 factory rebates and $6,000 dealer discount. 10 at each net savings. See dealer for details.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you ordered a new air filter for your car. You try to install it, but it doesn't fit. So you take a little bit off the sides. Well, it still doesn't fit. Well, you could try to sit on it. Or get it right the first time with eBay Motors Guaranteed Fit. When you see the check, you know that part's going to fit. Air filters, brakes, headlights, over 122 million parts. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors, let's ride.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
It's hard to find a better selection of 4x4s in stock and ready to drive home today than you'll find at M&S Auto on El Camino right off the Cap City Freeway. New truck prices keep rising. M&S invites you to tour their selection of super clean 4x4s and trucks and save thousands. Tacomas, F-150s, Jeeps, Rams, Silverados. Great deals today on hundreds of 4x4s, SUVs, and muscle cars. First-time buyers are welcome. M&S Auto Sales, El Camino, just off the Cap City Freeway. MSAutogroup.com.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
I got a quick make you feel old moment before we get to which player sounded off on a fan selling playoff tickets. The number one player, regardless of class in high school, is 6'9". His twin brother, how lame is this? His twin brother is 6'3".
Oh, wow.
I'm reading an article.
Danny DeVito of the two.
This guy turned 15 in July, obviously, along with his brother, and he was playing.
He's 6'9", he's 15.
Yeah.
That's tall.
Uh-huh.
Same.
He was playing on the same team in kind of a pickup, an organized pickup with his twin brother and former Duke basketball player Marvin Bagley, playing against guys like Michael Beasley, etc. 6'9", 215.
That's a big boy.
His name is Cameron Boozer.
Oh, no. Oh, I should have caught on with the Duke connection.
He and his twin brother, Caden, who is a 5-star guard, he is the number 1 high school player in the nation by many, many accounts.
Is that the kid of a comedian, Elaine Boozer?
It's Carlos Boozer's sons.
Wrong Boozer.
I wonder if he has the beard yet. The like painted on looking Carlos Boozer beard.
I didn't like Carlos Boozer.
You did not?
I was not a fan.
Wow. Duke's Carlos Boozer, not a fan, huh?
Bulls and Jazz Carlos Boozer.
Joe Mixon. So I just want to. I want to.
Joe Mixon, no relation to Carlos Boozer.
Nope,
I looked it up during the break.
Was asked about fans selling their playoff tickets for the AFC title game.
To be honest, it's disrespectful, but we're not worried about that. We got a game to play on Sunday, right? So you can't count us out. We got a game to play on Sunday. Like I said, that other stuff, that don't mean we're going to go out there on Sunday and, we're going to do what the hell we got to do to come back with that dub. And we're going to see what they're talking about.
I hear him, but did you really have to use all that for fans? By the way, according to Adam Schefter, more than 50,000 tickets have been purchased by the Bills and Chiefs season ticket holders. In the first 24 hours, they were for sale. This is a game. Remember, the Bills are in Buffalo. The Chiefs are in Kansas City. This game would be held in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
These were sold in the first 24 hours for the if-needed neutral site AFC Championship game. Bills fans will be seated on their side of the field. Chiefs fans on the other. I'm not necessarily rooting. I'm not rooting against Jacksonville, and I'm not rooting against, I kind of want to see that.
Buffalo KC in Atlanta?
I want to see it first off. Nothing against the Bengals. I want to see it because I do believe they're the 2 best teams in the AFC.
Yeah.
But also like a college football. I mean, it will be like a bowl game.
Yeah. It's a Super Bowl.
It really
is.
Truly. Which is a bowl game.
Yeah.
But to have the fans on either side and the whole pageantry and all that, it's a nice stadium out there. Mm-hmm.
And indoors and warm and comfortable.
The Cowboys and Niners this weekend.
Let's go.
And everybody is getting ready and getting into it, including radio people. Yesterday on Dallas radio, Cheeseball and Ding Ding in the morning or whatever were talking about the Niners and Christian McCaffrey. Here's what they had to say.
He's corner.
Absolutely.
Okay, McCaffrey trade is paying dividends. He's made it unfair. He took them.
He's healthy now. Carolina, he couldn't stay healthy. Now he Denver gets hurt.
We could use an injury. We really could.
Yeah, hamstring would be good.
And it's basically a playoff tradition.
That's nice.
I think Cheeseball and Ding Ding went over the line there. Personally, we could use an injury.
Well, even before that, they've made it unfair. Shut the hell up. And then to pull that, it's just
a
trash.
Hamstring would be nice.
It's just trash.
I'm not, I don't generally like to get on the overreaction train. And also, who cares what 2 slobs in a chair have to say? We're all a bunch of blowback gas bags. I know. I get it. But dude, that's just.
Yeah, that's weak. You don't need to do that.
I also would like to acknowledge that, of course, although I hate the Cowboys and I think their fans are for the most part ding-dongs, that doesn't speak for the whole fan base. Every fan base, including the Niners, including the Sacramento Kings, any professional team has bad fans. That's just a fact. Every professional.
Can't avoid that.
You can't. But there's a percentage of how many of those fans are lame, and there's a reason. Some of them unfair, but I think most of them fair. Why Cowboy fans are routinely, if not number 1, in the top 3 or 4 of most hated fan bases.
Yeah. Well, it also probably goes to what annoys you, meaning you or all of you out there listening of that fan. Oh, I hate that fan base, or I hate them. They're an annoying fan. What's annoying to you?
I love, let me give you a fan base I have no problems with. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, there's probably some bad fans in there. The Steelers travel so well. They travel and they go to the games and they cheer and they wear their stuff. But you know what? And I've actually been at a couple of those games back in the day. They're like the nicest people. They're just there to root their team on. And I respect that. Even Warrior fan and Laker fan on the surface that come to Golden One, there is a part of me that goes, you know what? You're traveling or you're a fan of that team and you're paying money and you're going and you're cheering your team on. And I respect that. I respect I would respect Kings fans. We talk all the time about them in San Antonio, I respect that. It's how you operate. There's a difference between wearing your stuff and going to the game and cheering your tail off for your team. That is 100% okay, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you're going to the game basically to chirp and pick fights.
Yeah.
And anytime your team does something good or scores or whatever, and you're double fisting your beers and you're standing up in your way too small jersey that you got 20 years ago, and you're staring everybody down and spilling on them and all, you're an embarrassment. You're not going there so much for the game. You're just going there to talk trash and be stupid.
Yeah. Taunt the home fans.
And guarantee you 95% of those fans are also the ones that pull up to the gas station and they're blasting whatever in their car and they leave their door open and their volume up to
can't hear it.
Yeah. And they go inside to get a thirst buster while we're all listening to whatever they were listening. Same type. Hey,
it's usually White Snake.
Always White Snake. Speaking of White Snake, no, not really. Coach Mike McCarthy of Dallas was talking about his kicker, and they added a new kicker this week. But yeah, he says he still trusts his old kicker. Wait, what?
It doesn't take anything away from our trust and Brett. I just think it's part of the responsibility. Player acquisitions, a 365-day. This is nothing out of the norm.
No,
just in case, right? Just in case.
There was a kicker out there. We grabbed him. Now listen, that doesn't mean, and you're starting. Now, if you miss one kick, we're putting this other guy in. Imagine that you had enough pressure. This guy all week long has probably not slept. His right butt cheek is probably a bowl of Jell-O right now from all the kicks he's done all week long beyond the normal amount. And he's going into this game not only with the pressure of it being a game, the advanced playoff game, not only with the pressure of what happened last time, but he now knows there's a guy right over his shoulder.
That's literally there. It's not a week away from playing. He can play in the game.
And he's just the new kicker sitting back on the bench with his arms crossed, just nodding his head like, hey, good luck out there.
Yeah.
As that backup kicker that just signed, be honest, are you rooting for the kicker to miss? I know that's not ethical, but also you have a family to feed.
That's the chance you have to get on the field.
That's the only chance you have to get on the field. So he would never say it publicly.
Of course he wouldn't.
He has to be pulling for the dude to miss his first extra point, right? He has to.
That's internally his quiet thoughts. Yes, because that's his way on the field.
What a terrible person! I can't believe you think that. Finally, Mike McCarthy on the short week.
It being a shorter week for you guys, at least compared to the Niners, who are getting 2 extra days of rest. Is there anything you say to your team? Is the team even thinking about that at all?
I think it's going to serve us well. We'll have less sleep and we'll be grumpy, so we'll be fine. So it's the schedule. it's TV is king. What are you going to say? This is part of the challenge. Let's not concern. We got plenty of time to get ready, so we're not stressed about it at all.
What's he going to say, right?
Right.
That
don't want
sucks.
to use that as an excuse.
We're a major disadvantage.
Yeah, there is an advantage on the Niners end. There just is.
There's got to be numbers somewhere, and I know everybody out there is really good at finding this. I'd love to see some sort of winning percentage based on rest or lack thereof in these types of matchups to quantify exactly what the matchup is. We'll take a break. Hey, the latest All-Star voting is in. It's super exciting. We've got a couple of Kings in the top 10.
Wow.
I'm over the moon. We'll go over this next.
Sactown Sports goes 100% live and local.
From 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Starting January 23rd. Tune into Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. Followed by the return of Deuce and Mo.
Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Followed by Cattles and Robbie from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. You wanted more local? We're giving you more local on Sactown Sports. Your local sports leader.
For your everyday vehicle. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP oil filter for only $26.99. Do the complete job for the right price. Get the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, is also Northern California's #1 Honda certified pre-owned vehicle dealer.
Come see our amazing selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. We have something for everyone. Don't shop dealer to dealer trying to find the perfect used car. Stockton Honda has the selection, financing, and savings you want. Plus, get top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Based on 2021 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own report.
American Energy wants to make sure you and your family are safe this winter with a $49 furnace tune-up. Plus, if you're ready for a new one, get half off with American Energy's 50% off furnace special. With 0% financing and payment plan options available, there's no reason to keep putting off making your home safe, warm, and comfy for you and your family this holiday. Call American Energy today at 916-520-9990 or visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. 50% off furnace when you purchase a whole home HVAC system. Limited time only. Cannot be combined with other offers or specials. Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, continues their $500 primetime football giveaway through the playoffs. That's $500 per game for the late games played Saturday and Sunday night. Still located conveniently downtown in a friendly environment for the best food, best service, and best actions. It's Capital Casino, open 24/7. And please, as always, remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better, and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
It all started with a group of cowboys who broke from the mold and wanted more. 30 years later, the ride continues, and the professional bull riders have never been more ranked.
The best ever! We were here for it!
Don't be a... Celebrate 30 years with 3 huge nights this February 3rd through 5th at the Golden One Center in downtown Sacramento. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster.com or the Golden One Center box office.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hagen Oaks wants you to know about the exciting Ping G430 line of drivers. The Max is still the Max, as the 460cc model remains the most forgiving and fits most golfers. The LST with carbon fly wrap technology is best for faster swing speeds, and the SFT straight flight technology features an adjustable back weight. Ping has something for every player. Ask about the full line of Ping G430 woods and irons at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at HagenOaks.com.
Are you scared to open your energy bill each month for fear of how much you might owe that month? Well, did you know that replacing or repairing your roof can have an immediate and drastic effect on not only your energy efficiency, but also saving you money each month? Hey, Jason Ross here, and I needed a new roof. And when I was researching companies and talking with friends, one company stood out as the premier company in our region, and that's ACR Solar and Home Services. I set up a meeting with John, the owner, and Joe, the roofing expert, and the office staff. Well, they were amazing. They worked with my schedule, set up an appointment to come out to the house, and walk me through how they could save us money and protect our home. If your roof is showing signs of wear and tear and you think you might have a leak, or you simply want to save money on your energy bills, well, I encourage you to do what we did and research ACR Solar and Home Services. ACR Solar and Home Services, your Sacramento region's premier solar and roofing company dedicated to quality, value, and integrity since 1979. That's acrsolar.com.
Hagen Oaks is introducing the next generation of speed with the long-awaited Ping G430 line of clubs. With more ball speed, improved sound, and movable weights, the Max driver is something special. You'll find distance with forgiveness in the fairways, carbon fly wrap in the hybrids, and 7 to 10 yards more in the irons. G430 was worth the wait. Ask about the full line of Ping G430 woods and irons at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
This time check is brought to you by West Coast Men's Health Acoustic Wave Therapy.
KH2KAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the flagship station of your Sacramento Kings.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
With your Sactown Sports headlines, I'm Jay Mars. The Sacramento Kings welcome the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight at the Golden One Center. The Kings are currently riding a 5-game winning streak. However, center Domantas Sabonis is questionable to play tonight with a non-COVID illness. Coverage begins with game night at 5:30 on Sactown Sports. Speaking of the Kings, both De'Aaron Fox and Domas have creeped into the top 10 in Western Conference voting at their respective positions. Kings fans can still vote for them through January 21st. The 49ers host the Dallas Cowboys at Levi Stadium in an NFC divisional playoff matchup Sunday at 3:30. These two teams met last year in the divisional round where the 49ers dispatched of the Cowboys. Those are your headlines. Time for hour number 2 of the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross right here on Sactown Sports, your local sports leader.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Kevin Huerter in 26 minutes. Red Pop in an hour. I like this idea from Ryan. Jay, can I give you a mini assignment if you have time? Even though I technically work for you.
I don't have time, but sure.
Can we find out the name of that radio show in Dallas?
It's...
I mean, the actual name.
I thought you said it.
I have it. Hold on. I have it. Why?
Gobbles and
Why are you asking?
McGinty.
What do you want to do?
I would like to give out the phone number to that show, and I think it'd be great if people called in this afternoon.
Let's see.
Or whenever they're on. I think they're on in the afternoon, which might be midday here.
G-Bag Nation on 105.3 The Fan.
That's made up.
Come on. Seriously.
G-Bag Nation, 105.3 The Fan. Listen, if y'all call in, anybody who can get through to G-Bag Nation at some point and rip them or get something good, we will play it on here.
Listen,
I make a promise.
I don't even. Am I allowed to give away my own prizes? I'm not. Am I? There's like some
What are you
lawyers.
going to give away?
Yeah.
I will.
What are your floating TVs in the pool?
The gazebo.
I can't give away money, right?
No.
Can I do? No.
You can't to Jay and I.
Can I give away can we like all sign a T-shirt or something?
I'll tell you this.
Damn it.
You can't give away anything through the air, but people can find you on social media, and what you do in your own DMs is what you do in your own DMs.
At Carmichael, if you can get on there and you can record and you gotta be able to identify yourself, so be like Jimmy and whatever. I don't know, whatever. But and you get us a recording of you rolling onto G-Bag Nation. I will give you some small token of appreciation. It'll be something dumb and stupid. Don't think you can buy a new house with it, but I'll give you a shirt or a hat or a
kitchen gadget Melissa makes to get rid of this weekend.
Something. Hey, my camera's not on. Which
no, it's on now. Shut up.
Thank you. If you can, when you get a chance, would you mind providing us the call-in number there as well? Because that's
G-Bag Nation.
And by the way, this was G-Bag Nation in case you just joined us.
Absolutely. Okay, McCaffrey trade is paying dividends. He's made it unfair. He took them.
He's healthy now. Carolina, he couldn't stay healthy. Now he Denver gets hurt.
We could use an injury. We really could.
Yeah, hamstring would be good.
And it's basically a playoff tradition.
Okay, I have the number.
Oh, you have the number? Okay. So
by the way, I think that might be the radio station that I call into every week for my radio show.
Really?
Yeah.
G-Bag.
I've been on G-Bag Nation.
G-Bag.
It's 877 881 1053.
10. And do we know what hours there? I don't know.
Okay. People can look it up.
Okay, all right. 877-881-1053.
That's the phone number I call for my radio show on there.
Are you sure it's not pronounced G-Bag?
No, I've been on. It's G-Bag.
Mike Brown has done some things. done some things well.
I believe, by the way, it's Monday through Friday, 2 to 7.
2
so
to
that
7.
would be what? Noon to 5 here?
Noon to 5.
All right.
5.
Y'all
There
have an
you go.
assignment Monday. Get me the audio. We will play it.
What? Yeah,
Did I say
exactly.
noon to 7? I meant 2 to 7.
But noon to 5 our time.
Yeah, correct.
Right?
Sorry.
Noon to
Maybe
5
I did
our
say
time.
2 to 7.
So yeah, get the audio. You can hit us up on Twitter or figure out a way. We'll figure it out. Get on
We got
there
you.
and just come on, G-bag. G-bags wishing an injury. Come on. But do better than what I just did. Under Mike Brown, the Kings are plus 77 in the third quarter. That's good enough for third best in the NBA.
Okay.
I hate doing this. I love me some Luke Walton, but under Luke, the Kings were minus 186 in the third quarter.
Well, they didn't have a chance to review the tape at half. Too soon? What?
Racing Joss. Did you hear what he just did?
I'm going to find him in the chat. Put him on a 5-minute timeout.
Yes. Wow. From the top rope. Yes. Without reviewing the tape, they went minus 186 in the third. That's good enough for third. Worse.
Jason, tell everyone in the chat good morning so I can block you.
That's just a 263 point differential. So
Okay.
that's great. And that is from Tim Maxwell on Twitter as well. It's good for the occasional stat. We have the latest All-Star voting in. I believe is this the final?
Yeah, it ends tomorrow.
Ends tomorrow.
Yeah. The captains
and starters.
Starters are named next week.
Yeah, they'll be named next Thursday. And guess what? Fox and now Domantas Sabonis are both currently now in the 10 spot in the backcourt and front court.
So they're in the play-in.
They've made the play-in. Curry, Doncic, LeBron, Jokic, and AD lead the West.
It's fine.
Giannis, KD, Tatum, Mitchell, and Kyrie.
Also fine. Good work, fans.
No issues there. Sure. Although a little bit of an issue with Anthony Davis.
That's the one. And the one that's really close that still could change is Zion's right behind him.
Yeah.
But also the same kind of situation. Would he be able to play?
And by the way, if I'm either of those guys' teams, I'm not. You're not playing.
Yeah.
No, it's like you can't have your pudding if you don't eat your meat.
Right.
Like, you got to do this thing. Not
name me an all-star. Let me get my bonus. I just won't go.
Yeah. We'll pay your bonus, no problem at all. But just please do not play in the game. Again, I just want to, and I want to be extremely clear here. I do not fault, nor do I judge in any way fans that vote. I just again want to illustrate once again, the system is broken. It's a dumb system when it comes to the reserves. And the voting in general, and everyone's voting, everyone's get out the vote, everybody's triple voting, everyone's ad campaigns, everything that it's gotten you De'Aaron Fox in 10th and Domantas Sabonis in 10th, which it means absolutely nothing.
Right.
There's not a coach alive that would be coaching either all-star team that would go, I wasn't going to put Sabonis in, but look at that fan vote. He's number 10. I got to throw him in there.
Right.
Your vote, again, all love and respect, your votes are absolutely meaningless. I want to underline it again. The only thing you're getting...
Shatter people. Why not?
Bro, somebody has to be honest about this. The only thing that's happening with fans voting here in this situation, you are entering your name and your email address into a contact list that's going to go to AT&T. The NBA is going to sell these rights again next year unless this is a multi-year contract, and they're going to use these things, what's called warm leads. They're going to use these numbers, and they're going to drive up the price. This is a money-making scheme for the NBA, and it's rigged against teams like Sacramento.
But it does give us 10 starters.
It gives us 10 starters, and I'm fine with that.
And you can still vote for Domas and De'Aaron Fox through Saturday.
And I'm not saying don't. Do what you want. Again, I don't want to sound judgy, and I know I'm walking a tight. I know. It's not. I'm very protective of our fan base.
Have they counted the mail-in ballots?
That's a great point. Yeah, exactly. Are we I'm very protective of our fan base, and I cringe at the whole, well, obviously you guys aren't engaged enough. Are Sacramento Kings fans real fans? It's like, no, dude.
Sometimes.
We're the savviest fans, I think, in the NBA, and this is one of those times where it pays to be savvy. The only way to change the situation is to not participate in it, and then eventually they'll adjust it. But until then, yeah, you're going to have the Kevon Looney's of the world that are finishing 7th, 8th, whatever the heck it is, where they have absolutely no business being in there. So, yeah, get out and vote. Get out and vote.
You sound like a disgruntled history teacher.
I don't like our fans getting screwed.
You sound like a disgruntled. The voting process in our country has just been stupid. Hey, you got to rock the vote.
Somebody tell me the virtue of voting in the NBA All-Star contest from a Kings fan's point of view.
It's just fun to do.
It's fun to see incredibly deserving players finish 10th.
Yes.
In the end,
it's funny to see the climb.
I disagree.
It's fun to see your players in the top 10.
But
I think fans like that.
Yeah, and I'll also say, let's give them a bump up and say they finished 6th. They're not starting.
They're not starting.
They finished 4th. They're not starting.
So
they're still getting in on the merit of their play.
Agreed. And maybe I'm being way too binary and way too, matter of fact here, but you're making a lot of money for a couple of companies here, and you're giving up in many cases, unless you opt out, some of your personal information.
You can say that about darn near
I understand that, but
but
your reward is you get to see DeMontis Sabonis number 10.
Well, if you vote more, you might see him at 9.
What if they did it this way? Would this bother you more if they just released the 5? Every time the voting, or maybe the 6, so you know who's the next person?
I think it might help, but then here's the problem.
But then you also go, wait,
where's our guy?
Right.
And you don't
so
know.
Now we know where our guy is.
Yeah.
When they were out of it, now they're in the top 10. But if they just told you the 5, it's like, wait, does our guy have 1 vote, or is he 6 votes behind, and we need to push?
Just vote hard and do your best.
Do we all acknowledge that it makes no difference where they finish as far as whether or not they'll be chosen as reserves? Can we start with that baseline?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
No, but it's just a fun thing to keep fans involved. That's why fan voting exists in the first place.
I mean,
I'm not saying that your point is invalid about all the other things about AT&T getting phone numbers and stuff, but it's always been just a fun thing for fans to do.
If there was a pay, I guess so the payoff is you see your guy in the top 10, but yet that has no bearing on whether or not to make the All-Star team.
No, it's just fun.
I mean, if that's fun.
It's fun to vote. Get out and rock the vote, everyone. Election season's next year. Like, we got to start pushing voting, okay?
What?
We're just trying to put a positive spin on this to get people to register to vote. NBA and, politics.
There are very few votes that matter. I will say, and I will acknowledge here publicly, one of the votes that matter is the J.D. Power Customer Service Award winning for excellence. And that's what my good friends over at Hoblet Dodge have won really since 2019. Hey, did you not? I got you. I never get Jay on that.
That was excellent.
I didn't get Jason. I saw your eyebrow raise.
No, that was good.
Yeah, Jason. Yeah. All kinds of great stuff going on at Hoblet right now, including saving huge money off MSRP on the big Ram trucks. Ram 1500 Bighorn crew cabs, no payments for 90 days. Laramie crew cabs, no payments for 90 days. Jeep Wranglers, Rubicons, Saharas, you pick. The problem is, Jason, if people are listening to my spot here, they think I might be laughing at what I'm reading. What you're not seeing is Jason doing a full dance routine that he obviously has practiced. It's true pricing at HobletDodge.com. The price you pay is the price you see. No hidden fees, add-ons, or surprises. They're the number 1 Ram truck dealer in California. They are number 3 in the entire United States. God, I'm watching you dance right now. It's incredible. We should clip this and send it out. 2022 Ram truck number 1. The J.D. Power's initial quality study. And as I said, voted J.D. Power's customer first dealership since 2019. Search, select, and save at a place where you have no hassle, no pressure ever. HobletDodge.com. And you tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you. From the 916, you're not wrong, Dave, but I'll be extra glad when you can't complain about this all-star process next week. We get it. That is a fair take right there. I do not like the process. But, friend, I'm telling you, sometimes people tune in one day, they tune out the next. And,
True.
Somebody wants me to mention the Daytona 500 is February 19th.
There you go.
There's one guy that texts in every day with a NASCAR note.
It's Paul.
Is it Paul?
I don't know.
It probably actually is Paul.
It's time for our NASCAR note.
Brought to you by Pennzoil. I don't know.
Daytona. I like my sports where the biggest event is the first event of the season.
Makes sense.
It absolutely.
It's like putting your best home run hitter in the leadoff spot.
Yeah, just go for it.
All rise.
Three from 3 for Madness.
He's on one today.
He really is. It's fine.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Real quick, we should probably acknowledge this. Jason, you've had a recent bout with kidney stones. By the way, do we have a stones update?
Just rolling.
It's either gone or still there. We don't know.
Yeah, to be determined.
Just for the rest of your life, you're going to be worried about that day where it rolls out.
It's a stone to be named later.
So you, in part, we've seen you pounding a couple of drinks the last 2 days. What was it yesterday?
Gross.
Yeah. What are you drinking today?
Gross part 2.
Uh-huh.
More apple cider vinegar. But, a little flavor. This one's honey and green tea.
Oh.
It's on
Sounds
a 1
promising.
to 10, it's about a 2.
What was yesterday?
Oh, it's 0.5.
And that was like apple cider vinegar, right? Something with something?
Yeah. And gross and a dash of awful.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here's a guy who's got his own internal issues. Jay Mars. Let's have some of this vinegar.
No, that will keep the internal issues internal. They won't be internal anymore. Put it that way. Which quarterback will pass for the most yards this weekend?
I don't know.
All right, Jason.
I don't either. If Dave doesn't know, then I don't know. That's too much to ask.
I'm going to say, you know what? I want to go stupid here, but I'm going to go simple. Patrick Mahomes.
That's a good answer.
I'm looking.
A safe answer.
Jalen Hurts is going to run a ton, and he'll pass, but he'll run a ton. Daniel Jones, yeah, right. Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. It might come out of that game, but it's also going to be a little nipply there as well. And I don't think Brock Purdy's going to get it. And I don't think Dak's going to get it against that Niner defense. So it's just kind of process of elimination.
Okay, I'm going to take Joseph Burrow. I think they're going to need that to have a chance, and so that's the guy I'll pick. He'll end up with the most yards this week.
Okay. Question
back to you.
Question 2.
All right, let's look at the running backs. Who will rush for the most yards this weekend?
Okay.
Will it be the not as explosive as Tony Pollard, Christian McCaffrey?
I mean, I think that's
Getting
where it might
injured,
come
his
from.
hamstring.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that game's going to have a lot of yards on the ground.
I'm not picking a Cowboy. I'm not as much as
Reverse jinx?
Well, first off, Tony Pollard and Zeke are going to split some of those carries. Secondly, what was it? Up until the end of the year, there was no 80-yard rusher against the Niners. Now that you could break that in one long run, sure, but odds say that one single rusher will not rush for a ton of yards against the Niners. That's what the odds would say. And again, you got McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell, even Debo splitting carries there. So I'm going to move on there. The Bills are kind of with Dalvin Cook's brother and friends, kind of a running back by committee. Miles Sanders. I mean, I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to go a little goofy here. I'm going to say Travis Etienne. What? No? Oh, really? Is that?
I was like, I'm totally off board. He's never going to pick this one.
I'm just looking at the backs available. Saquon Barkley is the
Travis
best back
Etienne
remaining.
Hive here.
Yeah.
Did not have that on my bingo card.
I think there's no doubt Barkley's the best running back probably remaining, but you're going against
You
that.
think Christian McCaffrey is not as good as Barkley?
You're right. I apologize. You're correct. Of the other games. No, you're correct.
Wow.
But that's going against Philly. Okay, so I'm going to go Travis Etienne, and you're not allowed to pick him. So
I can't believe it. I had already written mine down. I go, Dave is not going to pick Travis Etienne, but I did. I am going to go there as well. I don't know that they're going to win. He runs really hard.
Really
He's an
does.
impressive runner coming off the injury a year ago, but that's where I'm going as well.
I think he's
Samesies.
I think he's going to be the best back in the NFL next year. I think he's going to leave. I think Travis Etienne.
This is a high, Jay.
I love him. He's 23 years old. Just turned 23 this month.
Mm-hmm.
He is he's a dude.
I'd trade all of the Niners for him.
He's a dude.
Is that what you're doing?
Except Kyle Juszczyk.
Gotta pair him with another back that blocks for him.
Not trading Juice for anything. No, number 3.
Question 3.
Which wide receiver will have the most yards receiving this weekend?
If you take mine again.
I'm not going to take yours. Oh, it's between 2.
Can I also throw tight ends in there?
Sure.
Yeah, wide receiver or tight end.
Oh, it's between
Schultz.
3. I'm going to go off the board again. I'm going to go A.J. Brown of the Eagles. That's
okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown likes
Like
to
that
show
call.
up in the playoffs. I have a feeling you're going to pick one of the other two that I was.
It might be one of the you were thinking. I'm going to pair it with. Oh, I'll wait while you write this note down. 'Cause A.J. Brown's a good choice. A little off board. Notice how we didn't have any Niners or Cowboys in our game.
Just because there's so many.
I'm going to pair him with the quarterback I picked. So Jamar Chase. Wow.
It was between it to me.
You wrote down ETN.
It was between Jamar Chase. It was between AJ Brown for me. But you know who's probably going to get it is Stephon Diggs. And that's the other guy I was thinking. Diggs is really, really fun in the playoffs, too. And obviously, that's a great pick.
We went, I mean, I wouldn't say chalk. That's not, but, you know, sometimes it's, you know, I joke Dalton Schultz or somebody weird, somebody different. We're not Ayuk. I don't know. Some we're not, you know, anticipating.
But I think a lot of that is splitting, splitting carries, splitting catches. All right. Hey, listen, let's take a break. When we come back, the Red Velvet Lounge, brought to you by Jiffy Lube. Kevin Huerter joins us after this.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality. And Safe Credit Union. Let us put you first.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Friday forecast starts out crisp and cool. We'll enjoy plenty of sunshine today with a light north breeze, so expect less in the way of fog and afternoon temperatures in the lower 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Make your New Year's resolutions yet? Let me help. Trade out of that old car and into something safe and reliable, like a new Folsom Lake Kia with a low payment. Shop Folsom Lake Kia, family owned for over 20 years.
Ray Magliotta here for eBay Motors. So you ordered a new air filter for your car. You try to install it, but it doesn't fit. So you take a little bit off the sides. Well, still doesn't fit? Well, you could try to sit on it. Or get it right the first time with eBay Motors Guaranteed Fit. When you see the check, you know that part's going to fit.
Feeling better.
Now,
for the ones feeling better.
Now, I know that you guys fly private, and it's a different type of thing than people, boarding Southwest and all that, but it's still flying, it's still traveling. So when you're sick, and I'm sure you still felt pretty crummy when you guys got on the plane for San Antonio, like, does that just suck, the altitude and everything messing with your ears? I got to imagine that kind of stinks.
Yeah, you feel it. For me, I feel the pressure in my head as we're flying. Like I start to feel congested, I get a headache. I even get I start to feel pressure in my mouth, along like my gums and teeth. That's usually how I feel. That's when I know I'm getting sick, coming off of a sickness. But usually if guys are feeling under the weather, you wear a mask during our flights, or some guys don't travel at all and find their own travel plans. But luckily we were able to avoid most of that.
Jason joins us, and I don't know how to move this around. So for everybody watching on YouTube, Jason is not Kevin Huerter. Kevin is not Jason. So just don't look at the little lower thirds. Jason, we were just talking about Kevin getting on the plane. He's feeling better. And one last thing before I get to Jason here, but I'm trying to get the timing here. Your mom and family still out here? Did you get a little bit of home cooking while you were sick? Did you get taken care of, or they already left?
I did. It was honestly as I was getting sick. We came from Utah, and that was when I started to feel a little under the weather, and loaded up on emergency and had some home cooking, and for the most part laid low, stayed in the house. And then they left right before the Houston games, and that was really kind of where things for me turned a corner. But it was great. They were here a couple weeks ago. It was great to see them, and I was obviously able to get some home cooked meals.
Always better when your family's around when you're sick, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, we're older men now, but at the end of the day, you just kind of want to lay in bed and let someone take care of you. So the timing of it worked out.
Yeah, honestly, I'm older than you, and my mom and dad, knock on wood, are still around. When I get sick, I got a wife, but there's nothing like mom's home cooking. They know all the tricks. They've been taking care of you since day one. Now, you also, since we last talked, because you were under the weather, you were on, I want to say, with Bobby Marks, and we listened to it. It was a blast of an interview, and I was kind of ashamed of myself that I hadn't brought up some of the history that you were realizing about Kings Lakers. You went online, you went down, it sounds like, a little bit of a rabbit hole, that you play them last night. So it sounds like you've got a little bit of an understanding and a beginning education as to why these Kings fans are so scarred when it comes to LA.
Yeah, it was Zach Lowe. So on his podcast.
Zach Lowe, sorry.
Yeah. And it was after our last home game when the Lakers came in and they beat us. I was trying to understand why there's so much bad blood. And it's obviously you share the same state. I'm sure the history goes back, and there's been a lot of different games and a lot of good battles. But for me, I was just trying to understand the history. And so I did. I literally had YouTube some different things and tried to learn a little about some series we've had in the past, or some of the matchups and some of the beef, whether it was between players or coaches or team. But I admitted, my Kings history, I don't know much about the Kings history before I got here. So it's kind of been a crash course for me, trying to learn as I go. And for that, obviously you can feel there's a heightened sensitivity every time we play the Lakers, and more so than probably any other team in the league. And so for us to kind of already be done with our season series with them, playing them 4 times, this year, able to come away 3-1 against them. But you could tell our fans, those games, they mean a little bit more, and trying to understand why.
Well, and obviously that was a long time ago, that playoff series that brought a lot out of these longtime Kings fans. But I'm guessing you guys are on this come up. It's a new thing. You guys are playing so well, and hopefully you guys do get into the postseason. If that happens, it feels like something new might develop. If it's Minnesota, Utah, who knows, Clippers, whoever knows that, if that's the case. But thinking about that, Kevin, did you have a rivalry like that you felt like that in Atlanta? I'm not sure if the Hawks did for you.
Yeah, we did. Ours was the Knicks. I think all those rivalries are the bad blood. It starts and ends in the playoffs. So I think that hopefully for us, we're going to find some new foes in a playoff round. You play a team sometimes 7 times in a row. You start to get to know each other a lot. The elbow in this game turns into a shoulder in that game, turns into a harder screen. Like, everything just seems to compound. And that's where you truly build those rivalries. So when I was in Atlanta, we had our New York series in New York. It was physical. There was a lot of trash talk. And so that kind of built it even into my last year there. You could tell that those games, when we went back to the Garden and when they came down to Atlanta, there was a little extra in those games. I think there's a little bit more motivation on either side. But it'll be fun. It'll obviously, hopefully we make it to the playoffs when we create our own rivals with this team.
It's the Kevin Huerter Show, brought to you by Jiffy Lube. Again, if you're just joining us, never mind the name plates up top. That's fine. That is still Kevin. That's still Jason. When you were watching all that stuff, please tell me you saw your assistant coach Doug Christie clocking Rick Fox in the chin. Did you see that?
Yeah, that one I'd seen before. So I'd seen before. I already knew about Doug and his beef. That was actually one of like the first things I joked about when I got the sack. It was like our second or third practice, and I think Doug was getting emotional or starting to yell about something and joking around. I was like, "Hey, Doug, like, watch my chin, man, watch my chin." You could tell he started to laugh, and I think was maybe surprised that I knew about it. But Doug's been great. Doug's a funny guy.
He's great.
Dave and I were talking about this. Obviously, it's not the playoffs, but you just had that weird little with Houston. And the first game, Garrison Matthews has a pretty hard foul. I mean, it's a foul on Keegan. But then the next game, seemingly kind of an innocent little thing with Malik Monk. And then boom, it didn't escalate into a fight, but it could have. And is that kind of what you're talking about? Like now stakes are higher in the playoffs. And now you see a guy that, hey, I remember in game 2 when I got that elbow to the midsection. Is that kind of are you more prone to these kind of things if you play these teams in kind of back-to-back fashion?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely guys that develop a reputation in the league. And that game 1, again, I didn't play in either game, so I don't know. There's some nuances of the game, some things that you miss, obviously, when you're not on the court. But there's certain players that are known to do different things over the course of a game. And I mean, that second game, that was a whole lot of nothing. I mean, I know Malik got bumped. He hit the ball out of his hand, which I think was a fair response to what happened. And then there was a blow up that I didn't think really needed to happen. But yeah, I mean, that sometimes happens. That not just in our series. I think there's been other series across the NBA where we had these little 2 games in a row. And the second game, there's a scuffle. I think it just happened there was one with Brooklyn and San Antonio. I saw guys got into it. I think another one with Denver. But yeah, I mean, you play a team on back-to-back nights, guys are going to remember little things that might have happened the night before or the game before. It's not as, hey, we play you now and we play you again in 25 games. A lot of times cooler heads prevail when that happens, but you're playing a team multiple times, and there's in our league where obviously you're competing, trying to win every night, there's going to be things that happen, and guys lose their cool for a second. But our game in Houston, I didn't think that was much of anything.
Was there, just on a quick follow-up to that, was there anything – it was a weird play with Russ the other day where he was stuck. You got him stuck, and he threw the ball right off your chest. I'm not saying you were going to go, but just that was a weird play. What happened there?
Yeah, no, that was weird. So I was closing out to him, and I was going to make him hit a 3. I don't think he'd made one up to that point in the game. So I think Russ's scouting report is make him beat you from the outside. So I really didn't give him much of a closeout. But I could tell as I was closing out, like he wasn't really looking at the rim. Like he was kind of looking at me to see how I was going to be closing out. And as he was going into his shot, it was almost like he didn't want to shoot it. And I contested late, started bringing my hands up, and he just, I think, got caught in midair and threw it off my chest. And he got the ball back. It wasn't like a street ball move where trying to throw it off your face or throw it off your forehead or something like that. So it bounced right back to him and continued to play defense. But that was, for me, it was almost like I also didn't really know what happened. Like it had gone up, he threw it off, and before I knew it, like the ball was already back in his hands. And it was just like, okay, I don't know if that was a travel, double dribble, whatever. Like, I guess I'm playing defense again.
Kevin Huerter Show, brought to you by Jiffy Lube. Let's talk about that. We've talked about your offense quite a bit, and obviously you're an assassin from the outside. You've made your way to the key as well quite a few times. We talked a lot about your offense, but that defense last night, I thought you were fantastic. I thought the team as a whole, especially in the second and third quarters, really locked it down. But you really seemed, I don't want to say overly engaged, Kevin, because I don't want to make it seem like you're not otherwise, but there was something extra there for you locking these guys down. Is that LeBron factor, Laker factor? You were just on that night, or were we just seeing something different?
I think it's a little bit of everything. That was our 4th time playing that team. I think the way we lost in game 3 was a tough pill to swallow, just how they lived in our paint. They controlled the paint. They had driving lanes, and we let them beat us with their strengths. We know that a lot of their personnel are guys who are elite at getting to the rim and have been doing over the course of their career, and that's how they beat us. And I think anytime you play against LeBron, there's a heightened, you're ready for it. I think great players bring that out in other teams. So there's always that when you play against him. But I think for us, it was just kind of locked in and knowing what they wanted to do, knowing what their personnel really wanted to do, what they wanted to get to. And then 5 guys just kind of being on a string and moving together and working together. And, we had, I think it was a stat, I think they had 26 points in the paint in the first quarter, and then they had 24 for the rest of the game. So it's been an emphasis for us. We've talked about really over the course of the last week as our defense started to turn and go the other way, was we got to find a way to protect our paint a lot better and force teams to beat us from the 3-point line. And until they do, then we might have to adjust our defense again. But, especially against this Laker team that really lives in the paint, tries to get to the rim, I think it was on everybody else, including myself, to make sure that we're, in our shifts and helping each other out and, trying to force them to kick the ball the outside.
Individually, your offense, as Dave was talking about, I mean, you've been a great 3-point shooter, but I'm curious about your when you get in the paint, you've got a pretty creative repertoire, up and unders. There's some slippery moves in there. Have you won a lot of games of horse over your lifetime?
Of course.
That you have.
To like shoot all those little random backyard shots. Those are things you just practice like before.
Pissing off your sisters in horse.
Oh yeah.
When you got towards the end of the game, and Coach Brown talked about this, you're starting to hear more and more. You heard it in San Antonio, and you really heard it in LA. You're hearing Light the Beam chants. And we started this conversation talking about that rivalry. I want you to understand that for Kings fans to win 3 of 4 against the Lakers and to hear not just like 10 people, but it sounded like the whole arena chanting Light the Beam down there. That's like inject that right into our veins. You're aware of that, I assume, on the floor? You hear that?
Oh yeah. No, it's hard not to hear it. I think there was because they did it in the Clipper game, and the Clippers had like their whole team out, and I think that was a game like we were supposed to go in there and win. It was a Sunday afternoon, and the crowd wasn't great, so you heard the Light the Beam chants in LA. And I think after that game, I saw on Twitter, and people were like, "All right, well, come in and do that against the Lakers. Like, we'll see how that goes." And
right.
And it was at the end of the game. Finally, I think Rashawn hit his 2 free throws, and Trey came in and iced it. That you started to hear it, and their crowd couldn't drown us out. So I think, like you talked about, it's been a long time coming. I think Kings fans are ready to kind of stick it back to the rest of the NBA, and they're showing out for us right now for sure.
One other thing I was thinking about yesterday, I think you said it in the post game on the radio, how difficult it was to find out that Sabonis was basically a late scratch. You were at shoot around thinking you've got him, and you guys do things completely different when he's not on the floor. So, one, the way Rashawn was able to play, and how much of a challenge was it for the rest of you to kind of keep it going while running things differently than when you have Sabonis?
Yeah, we didn't know. I mean, Sabonis, the day before was fine. There was a little bug that kind of hit our team the night before and that morning, and unfortunately Domas was one of the guys that it hit. And so we were expecting him to play, and he'd even told some of us players that morning, like, I'll be good, I'll be ready. And I think we still heard like he was still getting sick in the afternoon. So he was a late scratch. And him and Rashawn are such different players. I think a lot of times with Domas, we let him make plays. He catches the ball at the elbow. He's coming into handoffs, and guys are moving and cutting off him. And Rashawn is such a great rim threat. He's a pick and roll, get him the ball as he's moving downhill, throw it up to the rim, he can go up and get it. And so it's the play styles are definitely a little bit different. And I think Mike was talking about, he watched film with Rashawn earlier in the day. We ran some different things offensively. We actually put in a couple different plays over the course of the game to try to highlight, Harrison at the high post and trying to go at different matchups. And I think Fox was able to get downhill and into the paint just with us setting ball screens now. And Rich went 7 of 7 from the field. He was huge. So it all looked a little bit different. But I think for us too, that's a big area of growth for us. That's showing we can go and win that type of game without Domas, and showing the versatility that our team has, and being able to trust different guys and run different things, and still get really good looks. We put up, I think it was 116 last night. And, I was out in the Houston games. We put up 140 in both those games. So, our team offensively seems, we can get it done most nights. And I thought just last night defensively, we were really good.
Kevin Huerter Show right here on Sactown Sports, brought to you by Jiffy Lube. Last thing I got for you, man. Put on a plane like an IG model. That was nice.
I said to Mark afterwards, because he texted me about it, because I think he was a little bit curious what my response was going to be. He's like, "Hey, like, how do you like this? Is this cool?" I was like, "Mark, like, I've never heard something like that in my life. Like, what do you mean? Am I cool? That's hilarious." So I don't know where he comes up with this stuff. I don't know if it's something like comedians, they're writing material, late at night or as things come to him, or if that literally, like, he was just watching the game and, like, boom, a thought came to his head. But I thought it was funny. It made for a good clip, something that went viral real fast. So obviously it was a play that highlighted something I did. So I'm cool with it.
I think in a scene repeated in many households or on many phones, I had my dad call me and say, what is an IG? What does he mean? Is that a play? I think there were anyone over 45.
They said my brother was at work, I think the next day. So him and my dad worked together. And he's like, Dad came into the office and he went right to my room. And I could tell, like, he had his phone in his hand, like he was texting someone. He's like, "Hey, like, I know it's like a good thing, but what does that even mean?" And like my brother explained the whole thing. You could tell, like, as he's like, "Oh, right." And he's like walking out the room, texting it to all his buddies. So I'm like, damn well, like, my dad and all his friends had no idea what any part of that meant. Now they think it's like the funniest thing in the world.
My boy's putting people on IG models on planes.
Like, trying to be hip.
Oh, man. Well, listen, we're glad you're feeling better. We're glad you got a little bit of home cooking, even though you're away from home. And what a week. Big game, Oklahoma City tonight. A lot of youngsters. They're on a 4-game win streak. In fact, we figured it out, I think, Jason, the next 3 teams, Memphis, Oklahoma City, and Philly, are on a combined 18-game win streak.
Yeah, something like that.
You guys are on a 5-game win streak, so everyone's gunning for you, and you're answering the bell so far. We'll all be in front of our TVs and tuned into our radios tonight for the game.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys as always. Definitely a good stretch for us coming up. Got a lot of good teams, so hopefully keep this going.
That's Kevin Huerter on the Kevin Huerter Show, brought to you by Jiffy Lube. We will be right back. Glad you're feeling better, my man.
Yeah, thank you guys. It's still getting over it. We'll be all right.
You going for buzz cut, crew cut, flat?
I'm gonna say some of this is gonna get tamed, and then we'll see about the rest of it. Just if I try to keep it like 2 weeks,
Feel better, my man. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Beautiful. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
thanks, Kev.
A night of all their iconic songs. Saturday, May 6th, a special set from the Crows at the all-new and all-incredible The Venue at Thunder Valley. Tickets on sale now at ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss the Black Crows at The Venue at Thunder Valley.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
At Folsom Lake Honda, in addition to great prices on new Hondas, we stock the best selection of quality pre-owned vehicles, and each one of those vehicles is priced to sell now.
With new cars in high demand, Folsom Lake Honda has a great selection of quality one-owner trades with low miles, and each is priced to sell now. Every used vehicle on the lot comes with a Carfax Vehicle History Report and has passed a safety inspection. Shop our entire selection at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
I'm always on the lookout for a great cheeseburger at the Turn, and the best I've found is served at San Francisco's famed Olympic Club. Hot Dog Bill's makes theirs from Bill Parrish's original 1950 family recipe, and their tasty treats are served on a hot dog bun. Before they were invited to set up shop on the course, Bill and his wife Billy served their burgers from a trailer on the other side of Lake Merced. During the golf round, Olympic Club members would send their caddies over to pick up the mouth-watering delights. Parrish's daughter Candy now runs the original Hot Dog Bill's in 2 locations, on the driving range and on the course. That's a great excuse for 2 burgers in one day. Candy says the signature hot dog bun for the burgers and dogs was initially a cost savings measure for Bill. If you're bummed not wrapping your mouth around a Bill's burger because Olympic is a private club, you're in luck because Candy's brother serves up the same taste treats at Napa's Silverado Resort. Trust me on this one. Have it with everything. You won't even care if it comes with double bogeys. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
Our thanks to Jiffy Lube, and of course our thanks to Kevin Huerter for joining us. Little sick last week.
Yeah.
You know, sometime we try to do these on Wednesday, but
that schedule gets in the way too.
Yeah. And
but he's always enjoyable to talk with.
He is always. He's really, honestly, it's no offense to any other athlete interviews, and there's some fantastic ones, but he if he wants to get into this business when he's done, he'll have no problems with that. Not that he'll need the money. And for those of you watching on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed the uncut
bonus content
at the end when we were
talking about his trip to the barber.
Yeah. Getting well, he just rolled in tonight with just a purple mohawk.
That'd be awesome.
Just like one, actually, instead of a mohawk, just like one of the hawks, just one like spike coming out of his head that's purple for the beam. Oh my God.
Look. Perfect.
He'd probably instantly be the most fan favorite king ever.
Yeah, he's pretty high up there already.
He is pretty high up there already. Our thanks to Kevin, and more of him next week. And at some point, I think we're getting him in studio towards the end of the year as well.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to do my hair.
How about that? The Niners and Cowboys play this weekend. I want to remind you.
They played before?
I think they have a couple of times. Yeah. Here's Cowboys radio on Christian McCaffrey.
Absolutely.
Okay, McCaffrey trade is paying dividends. He's made it unfair. You know, he took them.
He's healthy now. Carolina, he can stay healthy. Now he never gets hurt.
We could use an injury. We really could.
Yeah, hamstring would be good.
And, you know, it's basically a playoff tradition.
That's a G-Bag Nation.
G-Bag.
877-881-1053. Maybe I shouldn't do that because then people, but don't call until like noon because they're not on until then.
Yeah.
Last year, these same teams.
That was fun.
Met in
fun early. It looked like it was going to be real easy.
I believe the Cowboys were the favorite in this one, weren't they?
Yeah, they were the home team.
They were the home team, and this one made me quite the nervous Niner fan, and Deebo Samuel helped out a bit.
Garoppolo in the gun. Elijah Mitchell to his right. Deebo Samuel left. Jennings inside of Ayuk. They motion Mitchell. Come back. He goes in orbit. Motion out left. Deebo by himself. And they hand off to Deebo. Coming to the right. Gets a block from Brunskill. A cut back by Deebo. Deebo 10. Deebo 5. Touchdown! San Francisco!
Oh, my goodness.
I would love to talk to the voice of the Niners, especially hearing that, with everything coming up.
If we had a chance.
Let's get him on.
Okay.
What if I were to tell you
that
your super producer reached out?
Yeah.
He's going to be on this radio station.
Shut the front door.
I'm telling you, 8 o'clock.
Wow, that's in 10 minutes. Greg, what?
Today?
Today.
I better do my hair.
It's sticking a little bit back.
Greg Papa at 8 o'clock. That's in
awesome.
just 10 minutes. That's fantastic. Here's how the call ended up.
They got to get up and clock the ball. 5, 4, 3, 2. Dak, will he get it off in time?
No.
With 1 second to go. Did he spike the ball in time or not?
No, he did not.
He did not. The 49ers have won the game. What do you got, Alex Kemp? Did he spike it in time?
That's the end of the game.
Game is over. The 49ers have won. They're on their way to Lambeau.
Oh, my goodness.
I heard a lot of cheering there in Dallas.
You sure did. That was a goofy ending.
It was. I mean, glad the way it did end that way, but it felt incomplete. I'm sure for Dallas fans, but that was haywire there.
That was haywire. Good word to put it. Mike McCarthy, he took a lot of blame for that.
There's been games where you don't get much standing over the ball when there's a personnel challenge, but I think they overdid a little bit today. So they're obviously conscious about it. We talked about it in pregame. I think both teams were probably worried about the no huddle tempo type offenses because it was clearly a focus of the umpire.
Okay.
If the Niners win today, we're going to start hearing Mike McCarthy issues? Or if the Niners win Sunday, are we going to start hearing whispers about Mike McCarthy?
I'm not that I care about him or his team. I don't want to see anybody lose their job, but I think last week was kind of the real nervous part. But where if I'm McCarthy, I would always be nervous is because Sean Payton's out there. And he's been linked to them before. And it's always one of those things. If you get rid of Mike McCarthy, then what? Well, that feels like that could be an upgrade.
That would
Jerry
be
Jones.
And then Mike McCarthy probably, I could see him landing in one of these spots too. I mean, he's a well-respected coach. Jimmy Garoppolo was under center for that game last year. Yeah, remember that guy? He enjoyed the game.
It was, it was just an emotional game. The highs and lows of it, everything. Just it never felt like it was getting away from us. I always felt like we were in control of the game, but just, it made for some good TV, I guess.
It did.
Stressful.
It really did. Dak Prescott was on the other side of that, and he didn't enjoy it.
Their guy actually did a great job of jumping on me. Kind of late, I guess you say there, but that's what they're taught, right? Laying on me. I think that may have cost us extra 2 seconds or so. But as I'm getting behind Tyler to clock the ball, I saw 4 seconds. And then as I got hit, as I said, I tried to gather myself back and still thought I had time to get it down and didn't go that way.
Yeah.
You just start to think about the history of this. I mean, for older folks, and I'd say, you can go back to the 70s, but certainly the 90s. I mean, that was some peak NFL football. 3 straight years, the Niners and the Cowboys. But you have the catch. You have even non-playoff games, the TO on the star with George Teague. I mean, there's history here. And, the Cowboys were keeping the Niners out of the Super Bowl before. Then the Niners finally get over the top and beat them with Steve Young. But you have the catch. You have last year's game. There have been years in there where they haven't felt like, it always felt like the rivalry was there, but they didn't always play, and it didn't always link up. They're not in the same division, but they might play every year, every other year. But now to have it 2 straight years in the playoffs, it's fun.
In my mind, because everything always becomes a Disney movie, I always like to think of the catch as the most consequential play in sports history.
Mm-hmm.
Not only was it Montana to Clark, not only did that get the Niners over the hump and get them their first Super Bowl beating Dallas. I mean, everything about that in itself is one of the all-time plays. But I also, in my mind, like to think that somewhere in that crowd, there was a little boy that watched that catch and decided that he wanted to play professional football. And many, many years later, Tom Brady ended up winning quite a few Super Bowls. I don't think Tom Brady becomes a quarterback if he's not at that game. Now, I'm probably dead wrong, but I don't want to think that way.
We can't prove it.
Can't prove it. 1992, 93, and 94, 3 straight NFC championships. Dallas won the first 2. The Niners won the second, or the third, I should say, and that was their last Super Bowl victory when they beat Dallas 38-28, went on to beat the Chargers. They played last year, of course, so that was for the first time in, 17 years they matched up, and now we're getting them 2 years in a row. The sun is shining right down on the 49ers in Dallas. The sun is also shining down on your roof quite a bit as well. Keep that in mind. Don't just when you see the sun hitting your roof, there's 2 ways you can go. You can just look at it as, here comes the sun, and not in the Beatles way, drying out my roof, or you can look at that sunshine and think of it as money. Just money. Because if you've got solar on your roof, you're sucking in all that sunlight. You're powering your house on your own. And during the summertime, you're going to be selling a lot of that back to the grid. The grid. Do the gritty in the right way. Make yourself some money. And my friend Shelby at solarwithshelby.com can help you with that. Yeah, he can help you purchase a house. He can help you refi your house. But he's always about saving people money. With the market all over the place, the one place he has identified more than any he can save you cash is with solar. Now, they'll make it easy for you. First off, they'll give you 30%, or you'll get a 30% federal tax credit back right off the top. Cash money. Second, they'll finance the whole thing. Thirdly, if you need a new roof, they'll finance that and your solar system as well. They'll grandfather you in right now so you can sell your energy back to the grid from now on, dollar for dollar versus 25 cents on the dollar coming up in April. So many reasons, and like I always say, I can't sell you on solar. That's a huge decision. All I ask is if that's something you've even been thinking about. Maybe you've been talking to somebody else about it. Maybe you just want to, it's such a big thing, but you just want to find out. All I ask is give Shelby 5 minutes. Let him answer all your questions. Let him specifically look at your bills, your energy bills, and tell you what you can save. And by the way, if you can't save your money, he'll tell you that too. SolarWithShelby.com. That's SolarWithShelby.com. Tell him Carmichael Dave sent you. Greg Pop, voice of the Niners, next.
Kings fans, we need your help to solidify Fox and Sabonis as all-stars.
Find Sabonis, backdoor cut, Fox, reverse, score it. Sabonis with a magical pass to find a baseline cut in De'Aaron Fox.
All-star voting is open now through January 21st, so vote daily to send Domas and De'Aaron to the 2023 All-Star Game in Utah.
Get your pre-filled ballot with all Kings players and vote today at kings.com/vote.
For your everyday vehicle. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP oil filter for only $26.99. Do the complete job for the right price. Get the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
What's going on? Joined as always by Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Chad, what's up with the Chrysler Start Something New event?
Hoblet is the most trusted dealer in California and is known for having the largest inventory of heavy-duty trucks in the state. We have every type of Ram 2500 heavy-duty available and zero dealer markup. In fact, right now you can save up to $12,000 off MSRP on new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cabs with financing starting at 1.9% and prices as low as $39,630.
Oh, is that all?
No, that's not it. We also have up to $8,000 off MSRP on new 2022 Ram 1500 Laramie Crew Cabs as well.
What are you waiting for? Stop by the Hoblet Ram Truck Center off County Road 102 and I-5 today, or search, select, and save at HobletDodge.com. Best prices, best selection, period.
$12,000 in total net savings after $6,000 factory rebates and $6,000 dealer discount. Rebates include $2,000 Chrysler Captive bonus cash. Must finance with Chrysler Captive qualify. 1.9% financing available for 36 months on approved credit. $28.61 per $1,000 borrowed. $8,000 total net savings after $2,000 factory rebates and $6,000 dealer discount. 10 at each net savings. See dealer for details.
Folks, there's been some fumbles on the way to the big game, but he's been getting some help to get it done tonight. Here's the throw. And he's off to the races. He might go all the way. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, touchdown. He did it, folks. He did it.
Regain and optimize your sexual performance, drug-free and surgery-free. The Gainswave treatment will help you get that bedroom touchdown. See what Dr. Dan Botha and his team at Gainswave can do for you. Visit GainswaveCalgary.ca.
California's largest sportsman's expo is back Thursday through Sunday at Cal Expo. Get $3 off coupons at Big O Tires and O'Reilly Auto Parts stores. Get expert advice at free seminars and activities. Go to sportsexpos.com for locations and get to the action with Toyota's legendary Tacoma. Your life outdoors at the International Sportsman's Expo, Thursday through Sunday at Cal Expo in Sacramento.
It's hard to find a better selection of 4x4s in stock and ready to drive home today than you'll find at M&S Auto on El Camino right off the Cap City Freeway. New truck prices keep rising. M&S invites you to tour their selection of super clean 4x4s and trucks and save thousands. Tacomas, F-150s, Jeeps, Rams, Silverados. Great deals today on hundreds of 4x4s, SUVs, and muscle cars. First-time buyers are welcome. M&S Auto Sales, El Camino, just off the Cap City Freeway. MSAutogroup.com.
Jiffy Lube's Country in the Park, Northern California's biggest country music festival of the year, is back May 5th and 6th at Cal Expo, starring Lady A, Chris Young, Brett Eldridge, and so many more. Plus, a Boots Boot and Line Dance Saloon, interactive lounges, and Sacramento's best food trucks. Weekend passes start at just $85. Tickets are on sale now at SactownSports.com. Country in the Park, brought to you by Coors Light, E2 Family Winery, and Xfinity.
Time to check out Coastside Medical Clinic, who's dedicated to providing breakthrough remedies for men.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he
Connected.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Just talking about our weekend, Jason and I got to tell you, I'm so glad. I cannot imagine not being a sports fan. You got Kings tonight, NFL playoffs tomorrow, UFC tomorrow night, NFL playoffs Sunday.
Kings tomorrow night as well.
Oh, that's right. Kings tomorrow night. Oh,
tonight and tomorrow.
Can we move that to Sunday night after the Niner game?
Well, it'd have to be after because I don't want them to.
No, after the Niner game. Jeez. So you're going to have playoffs, Kings, and UFC tomorrow, and then playoffs Sunday.
Yeah.
And
Sunday's a big day, though.
Sunday is. It's just minute to minute this week. It is just a phenomenal sports weekend.
Yeah. And really, I thought last weekend's NFL games were all really pretty good. They all had their different dramas to it. Niners did for a long time. Yeah. And then they kicked it into gear, which was great. But, it all ramps up. Each game has more meaning now. It's more fun.
And again, I just imagine if you just weren't into sports. What would you be doing? Spending time with your family?
Well, here's a good one for you and for me. Obviously, was Melissa always into sports? You said she played sports. So she, by proxy through you, she ends up watching a lot and has become a Kings fan, I think. Much. But, would you qualify her as a sports fan before you met?
I would say she was a decent enough, not a deep sports fan, but she grew up weirdly, she grew up watching her parents were big hockey and racing fans. And then she was actually a Mavericks fan when we met because she loved Dirk Nowitzki. Okay. That was her guy. Loved his game, loved all of that. And so she followed the Mavs more than anything else. And then we got married, and because it's just obviously such a huge part of our lives, my job, and
I've got to watch the game.
I've got to watch the game
for
and
work,
and then of course she went through everything with the relocation together, and now she's a diehard. And it's like yesterday, it was the day before. It was so funny. I was out doing something. I come home, and Melissa and the kids are on the couch, and they're watching college basketball.
With you not there.
With me not there.
That's awesome.
She watches a game every night. Just throw the sports
that
on.
Purdue defense in the second half. Like, wait, what?
And sometimes I'm like, let's watch Smallville as a family. She's like, no, come on.
No.
We will be watching the playoffs Sunday with our good friend Greg Papa behind the mic, and hopefully we hear something in this vicinity.
They got to get up and clock the ball. 5, 4, 3, 2. Dak, will he get it off in time?
No.
With 1 second to go. Did he spike the ball in time or not?
He did not.
He did not. The 49ers have won the game. What do you got, Alex Kemp? Did he spike it in time?
That's the end of the game.
Game is over. The 49ers have won. They're on their way to Lambeau.
Oh, my goodness.
Spoiler alert, they won in Lambeau.
They did too.
Now, I would like it more to be a call of a blowout this weekend, but either way, as long as the Niners come out on top, and our good friend Greg Papa takes care of his voice and is ready to go to Philly or wherever we'll be next week. But you got to take care of business first against these Dallas Cowboys. Good morning, Mr. Papa. How are you?
Good morning. How are you? And obviously, you're going back to the wild card game last year. Dallas was a talented team a year ago. They had the same number of wins they have this year, 12 wins. They led the league in scoring last year. But I think the big difference a year ago was their coaching staff was new. Mike McCarthy was just hired as the head coach. They had Kellen Moore still as the OC and Bones Fossil as their special teams coordinator. But Dan Quinn was there for the first year. I just think they're tighter as a coaching staff this year, and the guys are responding. Last year, they were nervous. Mike McCarthy said after the game, their guys were tight. And the 49ers went right down the field on them. 75 yards for a touchdown. Elijah Mitchell got in 7-0. 2 Robbie Gold field goals. It's 13-0. And they're like, whoa. And there's a little bit of a Boston Red Sox kind of a woe is us for the Cowboys. Their fans are, who the hell remembers, them winning in the 70s twice with Staubach and, the 90s are people that remember, but they just remember all the playoff failures. And I could sense it being at AT&T Stadium last year that their fans got tight. They're like, we won the NFC East. We won 12 games and we're going to get knocked out in the first round. Really? And then it happened. They got back into the game and then they mismanaged that spike at the end, which is inexcusable. That was Kellen Moore's mistake and the offense and, Biotis, their center. That just can't happen. But the point is, I think that they're extremely talented. those stars on the side of their helmets are not the only stars they'll come in with on Sunday night. They've got tremendous skilled players, whether it's Micah Parsons or CeeDee Lamb, or I could go through their whole roster. They got talent. And but I think they're better coached. I think the 49ers had equal talent to them last year. Now, the 49ers are way more talented this year than they were last year when they met them, just getting Christian McCaffrey and the quarterback play they're getting from Brock. They're better. Last year, Jimmy was hurt in that game, had a thumb injury coming in and a shoulder injury in the game when Randy Gregory threw him down. So, but I think Dallas is better coached, but we're going to find out how well they are coached. And they've had some great games, obviously, as we know, and some lousy games. But they are ready for this game because they've been sitting on that loss for over a year.
Talking with Greg Papa here, voice of the Niners, and all guests come to you via the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Coaching is what I want to ask you about, Greg, because a lot is being made about the difference in rest and time to prepare for this game. We get the rest will help the players, but the more time the Niners have to prepare for the game, what, or if any, is an advantage to the coaching for the Niners in this game?
No, I think it's a big advantage, and I think Mike McCarthy can downplay it, and Kyle can downplay it. The bottom line is the way that in the league, when you went to this Monday night game on Super Wild Card Weekend, you set up a scenario because they played one conference game each day, Saturday and Sunday, and then there's actually it's 2-3-2 is the way it works, but you got to spread it out. So you're running into a situation where if you get a matchup of a Monday and the team that played on Saturday meeting the next weekend, you're going to have a huge discrepancy in the time. What happened was the way it was lined up was for the 49ers to play the Minnesota Vikings. Had the Vikings beaten the Giants, they would have come here on Saturday, and then it would have been just 1 day difference. But by Minnesota losing, now the winner of the Dallas-Tampa Bay game is coming here, and you knew it had to be on Sunday because they played on Monday, but still, the 49er game was still on Saturday. So it's a huge advantage from a preparation standpoint, from body recovery standpoint. Both sides can play it downplay it, but I mean, it's just a factor. It's going to give you more time to get ready. It's hard to win after a Monday night game in the regular season, and when you have to play the next game on the road, and they have to play both games on the road. Dallas has not played a home game since they played Philadelphia on Christmas Eve.
Wow.
So they've had nothing but road games here at the end of the year. So they had to go to Tennessee in a short week. Then they had to wind up the year in Washington and then last week. So I think they feel, to me, a little like what the 49ers felt last year. They were tired. But the 49ers did roll into Green Bay and found a way to win. But I think the extra time, and the 49ers already started working on Dallas, even though they thought it could be Minnesota. And then probably early in that game on Monday night, when they saw how well Dallas was playing and how poorly Tampa Bay was playing, then they got to lock in. So I think from a preparation, coaching standpoint, recovery standpoint, and then Dallas had a couple of injuries in the game. I don't know if you noticed, Micah Parsons was kind of limping around there at halftime. He came back in and played all but 3 snaps, but what's with him? Jason Peters, their left tackle, hurt his hip in that game. I don't think he's going to play. We'll find out today. J-Ron Kearse, their safety, got hurt. So there's no question that having the 2 extra days is going to be a advantage 49ers. Now, once the game starts and the adrenaline starts, it's come down to making plays. But I think in the week of preparation, this is a significant advantage for the 49ers.
Voice of the Niners, Greg Papa, joining us. Greg, Brock Purdy, we know the story there, and it keeps developing. But with Dallas, this is an opportunistic defense, as you just kind of mentioned. Miami, Tampa Bay, Seattle twice, Washington. I'll leave Vegas and Arizona out. Where do you put this Cowboy defense compared to others Brock has faced?
That's a good question. I think Miami's was a good defense, and Tampa Bay's was a good defense. Now, the 49ers made them look like bad defenses by playing very well against them. So the prevailing talking point going into this is, he hasn't beaten anybody. It's all a bunch of bad teams. New Orleans had I guess Jimmy started the New Orleans game. The Miami, having to play Seattle on the short week was hard, especially when he had the 2 fractured ribs. Washington's got a good defense with Jack Del Rio. And then, Seattle, I thought, played very well defensively and did some things structurally to confuse him and bother him. They had pressure in his face, forced him to get out to his left and not step up in the pocket. And the way they aligned their linebackers, they played plug linebackers in the middle of the field to choke off the middle and kind of just, watch his eyes and go where the ball went rather than covering guys. So, but this defense is good. I mean, obviously their pass rush, they had 54 quarterback sacks this year, and Micah Parsons is going to be priority number one to get him blocked. I mean, he lines up predominantly at right defensive end over the left tackle. Is he going to line up over Trent Williams all day on Sunday night or Mike McGlinchey? I don't know. I mean, either way, they could put, DeMarcus Lawrence to his side and run a game, or put DeMarcus over McGlinchey and put him over Trent. What a matchup that'll be. Or they could flip it and go the other way. They could do a lot. I mean, their pass rush is real. And they've got, Dante Fowler Jr. has been a good pass rusher in this league for a long time. He comes in their sub package along with this young guy, Sam Williams, and they got Dorrance Armstrong goes inside. So they bring all defensive ends in, and they kick a couple of them inside over guards. And Brock is smaller. Brock is 6 5/8 of an inch tall, and if they're going to bring size over guards in the middle, it makes it hard for him. And if they get him to flush out to his left. Now, can they stop the run, Dave, is the key.
Yeah.
Can they really stop this 49er running game? And I've seen them get trampled in the running game. So let's just see what they do there. And if they can't stop the run, I think they're going to have a hard game. If they can stop the run and then pin their ears back and come, then they got a chance. But I think whoever runs the ball, and can Dallas conversely run it on the Niners? I think both teams want to get at least 30 runs in this game. The 49ers have a record with Kyle as head coach where they're 29-2 with him when they have 30 or more runs. But unfortunately, one of the two came against Dallas. And that was that weird year when we played them in Glendale, Arizona during the pandemic. They lost that game, but they ran it. Dallas has got to run the ball. They're not going to be able to block this front of the 49ers if they have to drop back and they're predictable. So even if they don't run it successfully, Dallas has still got to run the ball. That's where Ezekiel Elliott comes in. Just pick up 3 yards. And just so the play action works on 2nd and 7. You just can't drop back and throw. And then the one guy I'm looking at from their defense is Trayvon Diggs. Stephon Diggs' younger brother. He was a wide receiver when he started at Alabama, and his brother's one of the great wide receivers. So he has tremendous ball skills for a corner. But he's a lot like Dion. He wants to be a star. He loves that star on his helmet. So he will drive on everything. So double moves at him. If you remember last year in the playoff game, Brandon Ayuk ran a double move, a slant and go against him, and he was so badly beaten. But Jimmy was too hurt to make the throw. He hurt his shoulder in that game. So he'll jump routes. So try to double move him a lot and then run at him. He's like Dion, and also the aspect, he's a great cover guy. When he's, man matching you, and he'll move all over the field. They'll put him in the slot if they want to match a guy, or outside, left or right. They don't care. But he's a slender guy. Can he truly tackle in the running game? So their defense is splashy. They had 33 takeaways this year. The 49ers had 30, and they had 54 sacks. But are they going to be able to stand up really and stop the 49er running game? That's got to be priority number one for Dan Quinn in this game, is to stop McCaffrey and Elijah Mitchell and Debo.
1 week from now, we will be previewing, or we will be post-morteming. Here is to...
No. I like the first one.
Previewing.
I am 100.
Who are they playing in the champ? Will we going to Philly, or are the Giants coming here?
I think you're good. I mean, odds are you're eating cheesesteaks, Mr. Papa.
Geno's or Pats? Both.
Yes.
I think one of them's one where every Philly person goes, you can't eat there. Go to the other place. I don't know.
No, they bag on both of them because it's kind of touristy.
They bag on everything.
I'm gonna get one of each. I know that.
Baby.
But we're not going there. The Giants are going to win, and they're coming here.
Wow.
I'm all for that too. There's plenty of history there as well between those two franchises. Yeah. That is the voice of the Niners, Greg Papa. Have a wonderful, happy, celebratory call this weekend, and I can't wait to talk to you next week.
How fun is this, guys? 49ers and
awesome.
Cowboys. 9th time in the playoffs, and
the best.
2 years in a row? Wow, let's just enjoy it. Let's enjoy it.
Thank you, sir. Take care. That is Greg Papa. We will take a break. When we come back, we'll clean up some of that, talk about a little bit more on that, and including, I got to ask a question. You want to stay in the moment, but I got to ask you a question. Very simple. I want you to answer when we come back. Right now, is Brock Purdy the incumbent starter next year? Right now, is he the incumbent? We'll take a break. We'll come back.
The only place you'll find Harrison Barnes is Sactown Sports.
He's got the bucket at the buzzer. Harrison Barnes.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Harrison Barnes, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No. We tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our client's best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Let's get to more Niner talk. Ben, you're on with Jason Ross, Jay Mars, and me. Good morning.
What's going on, fellas? How you doing?
Great. What's up, Ben?
Excited.
Hey, big shout out to Jay, who immediately mentioned that UCLA is a terrible sports program.
Wow. Wow, you're coming in. Yeah. Wow, you just came in and top rope Jason Ross for like no reason.
Yeah, absolutely no reason. I love the guy. He's a beautiful man, but Jay said it, so I had to repeat it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, who said it, Ben?
You did. You said that. Wow.
Ben, you know I control the phone lines, right?
Crap behind the scenes.
Hey, all right, Jay Mars, don't cut me off. All right.
Hey, he's not. I'm going to.
Go ahead, man.
I wanted to just ask, like, did you guys, I mean, if you already talked about it, forgive me, see Skip Bayless saying that he would take Tony Pollard over Christian McCaffrey?
No, yes, I heard it, and I don't know how it filters into my world. It's through social media. It always is. I saw him ripping LeBron for losing to the Kings. And then, let's not even get into what he said when DeMar Hamlin. Listen, Skip Bayless is a talentless ass clown and somehow has worked. He's a very hard worker. He has sold at once upon a time. He was an excellent writer. And once upon a time, I actually enjoyed him on the television.
Yeah.
He has morphed from somebody who is a pseudo controversial, but very, it's our job to get passion going. From somebody who does that, now I don't have a problem with people like that, to somebody who just he looks in the mirror every day and says, okay, how can I get people to tune in, talk about, buy my book, whatever, what ridiculous thing can I say? And to be honest with you, he's just the ringleader because the circus is everybody else that responds to that. I can't stand him. And he's one of those people that really truly gives this industry a bad name. Like, I'm not even mad at him. He just gives this industry a bad name.
I totally agree. And I can't wait to see Christian McCaffrey absolutely explode because the guy's done nothing but good things for the 49ers since he's got here. So I can't wait to see him do nothing but good things on Sunday. And I love you guys. And, Jason Ross, I'm so sorry.
It was uncalled for, Ben.
Jay didn't say that. That was all me. So I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
You know what?
I hope you guys have a great day and you have a great You guys are killing it. You got a long day today, so go kill it.
Thank you, brother. See if he kind of I thought he brought it up at the end. You still gave him the double hand.
Not forgiven.
He just came in and hit you right in the
uncalled
and
for.
then tried to throw me under a bus that I didn't even see coming.
Weirdly enough, for once, I'm the only one that escaped damage there.
I think Dave, that was your call. That was you.
Well, Smarty McSmartystein over there. He's the one who said, "Hey, take that. It's a good call."
Yeah.
Like Jay,
Ben's a loyal listener. I like Ben.
What you liked?
Yeah.
He hurt my feelings. Thanks, Ben.
If the 49ers lose this weekend, is Brock Purdy the incumbent starter, or will it be an open competition? Your best guess.
My best guess today is it's Brock Purdy.
Okay.
That's my best guess today. Now, my answer, my other probably longer form answer would be everything we see and have seen tells us it's Brock Purdy. And that's not a slide on Trey Lance or Jimmy G, even if he's somehow in the equation. I just don't think he will be. So if we go into the assumption, aren't you under the assumption that the equation, if the season ended Sunday, the equation is Purdy versus Lance, correct? Or are you putting Jimmy G in that?
It would be Purdy Lance.
Okay. So everything you and I have seen, which is the games, it would be Purdy.
Yes.
So I have to then go to, the stuff that matters to coaches and decision making, film study, prep, practice. But I got to believe everything that he's done there has also backed up his performance. So unless there's something where every player just goes they say players know the game, or, game recognizes game. If they all go, guys, the second Trey Lance is healthy, he's the man. I don't think that's the message that's being sent around. So if it's not that, then I think it's Purdy. And it can't just be, let's say they lose and he's awful.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brock, but if he's awful, that shouldn't be the reason, he lost the last game and he was terrible. Everything else has been really good from him.
Our old friend Kyle Madsen, I thought, had a really good take on Twitter the other day. He said that if Brock Purdy was drafted in the third round, we wouldn't have any of this narrative going on right now.
I agree with that, by the way.
That it was just simply, he'd be coming in and, hey, maybe a little ahead of his time. And wow, what a great looking rookie. But the fact that other teams failed to recognize his talent has now created a narrative that should not exist with Brock Purdy. And if he was just simply drafted higher, it wouldn't be there.
Yeah, but I agree 100%. But do you think, are we now already to the point where we've moved past it? But because I think the initial thought is, oh no, they have to go to Brock Purdy. I don't think he's ready. Look, when he was drafted, how is this guy going to make it work? Yes, they've got this great offense and great defense, but he might screw this thing up. He has done nothing. He has not done that at all. And he's actually come in and thrived and looked the part. So now, to me, I don't even think the story is still amazing, Mr. Irrelevant and all that. We all will know where he was drafted, but he's played like a guy, like a third rounder, a second rounder, a first round. He looks the part.
He doesn't just look the part, he plays the part.
You're right.
But it's really interesting because if Brock Purdy was, and kind of to piggyback on Kyle's take, if Brock Purdy was the guy that the Niners gave up first round draft picks for to acquire from the Dolphins.
Yeah.
And Trey Lance was Mr. Irrelevant. This wouldn't even be a conversation.
That's what I was going to say. Actually, the question might be that other way around. If Trey Lance was not the investment they put in, you're like, no, we're starting Brock. That's we can have Trey will tell you there's a competition, but we're going with Brock Purdy unless you just totally improve and shatter all expectations. And it's wow, we kind of have to play this guy. But it's because he was drafted so high is why there's probably a discussion.
Yeah, and I think and bigger on that too is the trade that it took to get him.
Right.
Is more the discussion than anything else.
That shouldn't factor in,
I agree with you 100%.
It shouldn't, but also if you made that move, Dave, you also want to prove that, hey, I made this move.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure I'm right.
The only thing worse than having Trey Lance stay and start over Brock Purdy and whatever is if Brock Purdy ends up being Jimmy Garoppolo plus, and Trey Lance goes to name the team. Trey Lance is quarterbacking for the Raiders next year and is Diet Mahomes. That would hurt. That would hurt a lot. We'll take a break. When we come back, standings. Watch. Next, we'll find out where the Kings are and more importantly, where the folks around the Kings are too, and what's going on tonight, what to watch for next.
Sactown Sports goes 100% live and local.
From 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Starting January 23rd. Tune into Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. Followed by the return of Deuce and Mo.
Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Followed by Cattles and Rami from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. You wanted more local? We're giving you more local on Sactown Sports. Your local sports leader.
It all started with a group of cowboys who broke from the mold and wanted more. 30 years later, the ride continues, and the professional bull riders have never been more ranked.
The best ever! We were here for it!
Don't be Celebrate 30 years with 3 huge nights this February 3rd through 5th at the Golden One Center in downtown Sacramento. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster.com or the Golden One Center box office.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Start the new year right at Maida Chevy with huge dealer discounts and great factory incentives on new Silverado half-tons with 2.7-liter engines.
See all the savings at MaidaChevy.com. Find new roads.
Ends 13123, ID 107046.
The Black Crowes, live. A night of all their iconic songs. Saturday, May 6th, a special set from the Crowes at the all-new and all-incredible The Venue at Thunder Valley. Tickets on sale now at ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss the Black Crowes at The Venue at Thunder Valley.
We all know the pain of being stuck in the past. But with Roseville Electric, you can get current with clean, reliable electric solutions for your home or business. For more info, visit getcurrentroseville.com today.
Don't miss your final chances at $50,000 with Lasher's Elk Grove Dodge Big Guy Vince Bloom and Sactown Sports Pick'em Contest. Win a Twin Peaks gift card and a chance at $50,000 at the Hard Rock Casino Resort at season's end. Visit SactownSports.com for details.
Hagen Oaks is introducing the next generation of speed with the long-awaited Ping G430 line of clubs. With more ball speed, improved sound, and movable weights, the Max Driver is something special. You'll find distance with forgiveness in the fairways, carbon fly wrap in the hybrids, and 7 to 10 yards more in the irons. G430 was worth the wait. Ask about the full line of Ping G430 woods and irons at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at HagenOaks.com.
Life is uncertain. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. CalHope can help. Access CalHope's free and secure mental health resources. Call 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org.
People of the world, I am Chef Wes Andres, and I'm here with an important message. I'm speaking to you from downtown Curzon. As tonight gets dark, people are going to go to their homes without electricity, without water, and very often without much food to eat. This winter is going to be brutal, not only for the people of Curzon, but for many, many Ukrainians all across Ukraine, but especially in the places that they've been recently liberated near the front lines. The people of Ukraine right now are fighting for freedom. We're here with a very simple ask. World Central Kitchen will be able to keep doing the work we've been doing over the last 8-9 months with your support, with your help together. I know we will not leave the people of Ukraine alone.
Time to check out Coastside Medical Clinic, who's dedicated to providing breakthrough remedies for men.
Sactown Sports
Headlines. With your Sactown Sports headlines, I'm Jay Mars.
Mars. The Sacramento Kings welcome the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight at the Golden One Center. The Kings are currently riding a 5-game winning streak. However, center Domantas Sabonis is questionable to play tonight with a non-COVID illness. Coverage begins with game night at 5:30 on Sactown Sports. Speaking of the Kings, both De'Aaron Fox and Domas have creeped into the top 10 in Western Conference All-Star voting at their respective positions. Kings fans can still vote for them through January 21st. The 49ers host the Dallas Cowboys at Levi Stadium in the NFC playoff matchup Sunday at 3:30. These two teams met last year in the divisional round, where the 49ers dispatched of the Cowboys. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
Check that.
Check that.
Let's get through a lot right now. You hear the music because for playoffs, Jason Ross has decided to add in a new rankle.
Let's go for 2.
Let's go for 2. The 2-point conversion, much like our good friend 3 in the key.
Oh, they're cousins.
Yeah, they are first cousins.
Yes.
We will get to that in just a second.
Date.
No,
they shouldn't.
Well, they should.
But in some places they do.
First category.
First category in 2-point conversion. We're going just Niners and Cowboys. We don't care about any of these other games. Greg Papa mentioned the importance of the running game.
Yes.
So for you, for me, and for Jay, we are going to decipher this and crack the code. We're looking for running totals between Pollard and Zeke and Elijah Mitchell and Christian McCaffrey.
Okay.
So Dave, you can lead us off. I don't know. I wasn't looking for 4 per se, but you can give us the 4 or the total for those 2 running backs for Dallas.
I was going to give you the total. I thought it would be the total. Yeah. Total for Pollard and Zeke, I'm going to say 74 yards.
Okay.
Total for Mitchell McCaffrey, I'm going to say 119.
Okay. And I have the total for Pollard and Zeke at 99.
Wow.
The total for McCaffrey and Elijah Mitchell, 136.
Wow. Okay.
Jay Mars.
I got Zeke and Pollard at 82.
Ooh, right between.
What did I say? 79?
74?
74. Okay.
I got Mitchell and McCaffrey at 109.
109. Okay. That's good. We're kind of spread out there.
So close to me.
Why?
So.
Dave, I'll have you lead off again
Not like
here.
butterscotch.
Okay. We just talked about the man. You posed a great question about the quarterback,
Thank
Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy, but he's relevant this week. Give us the stat line. So the stat line for him is completions, attempts, yards, interceptions, touchdowns.
No, I don't like that call. It's not a very good call. Brock Purdy will be pretty good. Get what I did there with his last name? No one's done that yet. I'm gonna say he will be 17 of 25.
For how many yards?
246, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Okay. I have him at 20 of 34 for 244. Same thing. 1 interception and 2 touchdowns. Jay Mars.
I have him at 21 for 28.
Efficient.
249 yards.
Yeah.
3 TDs and a pick.
Okay.
Hey, not for nothing, but just for fun.
Sounds like a win.
This doesn't count, but I'm just curious what you guys said. I'm gonna put the over under on Brock Purdy interceptions at 0.5.
I just said 1, so over.
Okay, yeah, we're all in agreement. He's throwing a pick.
Yeah, and
it's a really good Dallas defense he's playing this weekend.
Nature of the sport too. A tip ball, it's just a weird thing off a receiver's hands. Just
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if he got picked twice.
I wouldn't either.
Honest to goodness, I almost said that.
Like if you did 1.5, I'd have been like,
yeah, that's tough.
I think we would have all gone the under, but had to have thought about it quite a bit.
Yeah,
because he hasn't thrown 2 picks yet. Has he?
In a game?
I don't think he has, right? No.
Was errors?
No, of course, no, because he's got no. Well, he's thrown 4 picks total. He's thrown 13 touchdowns and 4 picks. But yeah, I don't think so. Standings. Watch. Coming up tonight. Obviously, the one we're going to be watching more than anything for the Kings is the Kings.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, that line down to 3, minus 3 points. Kings
Vegas now
versus the Thunder. The Warriors, second game of a back-to-back. How you like going to OT versus Boston? And then, hey, here's a 4:30 tip our time versus the Cavaliers.
How about that?
Cavaliers are 19-4 at home. Whew. Warriors 5-18 on the road.
That's not good.
Doesn't make sense.
Cavs favored by 8.
Interesting.
If you get a chance, social medias, I put it out there. I know a bunch of other people did too. There was a really cute moment I completely missed. I don't know if you've seen it between Draymond Green and Jason Tatum's son Deuce.
No, I didn't see it.
Is after the game, and Draymond comes up, puts his towel over his head, just starts throwing him all over the place. And the kid, funny enough, was having fun.
Whee!
If I got grabbed and thrown all over the place by Draymond, I would be, at this age, I would actually be crying. Pelicans face the Magic. They're in Orlando. New Orleans favored by 1.5. That's quite interesting. Mavs at home against the Heat. That's the second straight Eastern Conference team to come in there. The Hawks beat them a couple nights ago. This line is even, as a matter of fact. Clippers at Spurs. Clippers favored by 7. Denver favored by 11.5. Hosting Tyrese Halliburton and those Indiana Pacers.
Oh, my.
The Jazz hosting the Nets. Jazz favored by 7.5.
Wow. Well, it's back-to-back and no KD, but still.
Well, you say no KD. I have a fun fact for you, if you will.
I like facts that are fun.
If you will. The Brooklyn Nets, remember how on fire they were before KD got hurt. Since he got hurt, they're 0-4. They're 30th in offensive rating, 26th in field goal percentage, 28th in three-point percentage, 28th in free throw percentage. They've gone from 2nd to 4th, and they're falling in the East.
Maybe more love for KD for MVP.
I mean, that is a true MVP argument right there.
Yeah, because I like the combination of stats needed,
yeah,
win-loss percentage. What would the team be like without you? That's a case in point right there.
And
though I think the Nuggets would fall apart without the Joker.
I completely.
Dallas without Luka,
Right.
Boston's an interesting one. Like, I don't think Brown gets enough love for how good he is. Tatum gets all the shine, and he's awesome, and he is an MVP candidate. But I think they could function okay.
I think they can too. I just wonder how long. I wonder how long Jalen Brown's going to be okay with that.
Yeah.
Don't you think at some point he's going to say, "I need to spread my wings"?
Yeah, like the Scottie Pippen to Michael Jordan.
Exactly.
But there was a gap there. Like Pippen is gifted and awesome all timer, but this is really close, in my opinion, between Brown and Tatum, honestly.
And if I'm Jalen Brown, I'm thinking, yeah, there's a statistical gap because he gets more plays called for him. Put me on my own team. I'm basically James Harden on Oklahoma City right now. It's probably, which is of course not true. Grizzlies and their giant win streak visit LA to take on the Lakers. Memphis favored by 7 before the Grizz come in here shortly. And then of course Thunder Kings. Sacramento again favored by 3, and we are still on Sabonis watch.
Yes,
to see if he, amongst others, will play tonight. In the meantime, we go from the 2-point conversion to 3 in the key. Hey. John Tash, how are you doing, buddy?
He's great.
He's great.
Well, I'm taking Sabonis out of the categories today. Sorry, DeMontis. We just don't know. We hope he's playing. I don't want to run that risk, but Mr. January, Dave, has been Harrison Barnes. He's been fantastic. So, Dave, why don't you start us out with points tonight for Black Falcon?
I'm going to say I'm going to go with 19 points for Harrison. Oh. Yeah, probably on the low side.
A modest 19.
A modest 19.
Okay. I don't want to be the one-up guy, but he's going to have 20.
Wow.
Yeah. J. Mars, just don't say 21.
30 spot for HB.
30? Wow. Jay is a huge fan of Harrison Barnes. All right, next category. He has dominated the fourth quarter. Mr. Clutch, we're looking for fourth quarter points by De'Aaron Fox. I have him at 12. J. Mars.
I'll take 15.
Okay. Dave, it's a big quarter.
Oof. I'm going to say 10.
10.
I'm going on the low side.
Going double. Yeah, but still double-digit quarters. Nice.
Still nice.
J. Mars, it's a point of emphasis for our head coach, maybe coach of the year, Mike Brown. Points in the paint. He wants that number to be low. What is the points in the paint allowed tonight for the Kings against the Oklahoma City Thunder?
38.
Ooh, that is a good low number. Dave?
Points in the paint, 33.
33. All right. And I will go 54.
Wow, that's a lot.
They give up a lot of points.
I don't like that. Yeah, but if Mike Muscala and Jalen Wood.
By the way, I don't think your number can be odd.
Oh, that's a great point.
You want 32 or 34?
Wow.
You can't have. Because I can't. I guess you can't shoot a 3. Well, it's a
for one
free throws almost in the paint, which doesn't count. Okay, I'll say 32.
Okay.
My points in the paint,
17
Thank
and a
you
half.
for pointing that out. We'll take a break. What is it? But Friday Fun and Games?
It's Friday.
Oh, my goodness. I have so much fun with Friday Fun and Games. I also have a lot of fun saving money.
Yeah, you do.
That's right. With my good friends at American Energy. They want to save you money as well. American Energy. Is it the tune-up? Yes, it is. I want to do the whole read like that. American Energy wants to make sure you and your family are safe this winter with a $49 furnace tune-up to ensure your system's running safely and efficiently. Hey, is your system running? Yeah, why don't you go catch it then? Plus, if you're ready for a new one, get half off with American Energy's 50% off furnace special. When you purchase a whole home HVAC system, get your furnace half off with 0% financing and a payment plan available. Payment plan options all over the place, as a matter of fact. Hey, listen, there's no reason to keep putting off making your home safe, warm, and comfy for you and your family this holiday. Call American Energy today at 916-520-9990 or visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Get over there. Go to AmericanEnergy.com. You tell them Carmichael Dave sent you. Friday Fun and Games. Coming up next.
Check out Cattles and Rami from the International Sportsman Expo at Cal Expo for a live broadcast Friday, January 20th. Get more details at sportsexpos.com.
Dancing crew, trip for two, nailed the final interview. Game with Doug, brand new mug. Come here, kid, give me a hug. The more you want to do, the more we want to do. New COVID-19 boosters designed for recent Omicron variants are now available. Learn about eligibility and schedule a free updated booster today at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
In addition to great prices on new Hondas, we stock the best selection of quality pre-owned vehicles, and each one of those vehicles is priced to sell now.
With new cars in high demand, Folsom Lake Honda has a great selection of quality one-owner trades with low miles, and each is priced to sell now. Every used vehicle on the lot comes with a Carfax vehicle history report and has passed a safety inspection. Shop our entire selection at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary. Subject to terms and conditions. Not available in all areas. Actual Pie customer.
As a small business, we're always looking for ways that we can offer the quality product and get some cost savings.
Meet Michelle from J.J. Pfister Distilling Company, a small business in California. When looking for workers' comp coverage tailored to the company's needs, she discovered Pie Insurance.
We heard about Pie Insurance being geared for a small business, gave Pie a call, and ended up switching.
Is your small business overpaying for workers' comp insurance? See how much you could save at trypie.com. Plus, when you sign up for pay-as-you-go billing, your premium is based on your actual payroll, not an estimate, so your workers' comp audit experience is simplified.
We saved about 30% off of our workers' comp insurance when we switched to Pie.
It's as easy as pie to get the savings you deserve. What are you waiting for? Ask your agent for Pie or get a quote in 3 minutes at trypie.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREON info.com.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Air and Solar, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
What's hot?
What is hot?
It's who?
Who?
What? Who?
Who?
Jason
Tatum.
Oh,
good basketball player, Jason.
Yeah,
Tatum.
he is.
In his last 8 games, he's averaging 33 points, 10.5 boards, 5 assists. His shooting percentages are 44% from the field, 36% from 3, 93% from the line, and he's a plus 93 in plus minus.
That's pretty hot.
It's 8 straight wins, and the Celtics are 4.5 games up in the East. Who's not?
Who is it?
The Nets.
Oh, yeah.
Since Kevin Durant's injury, the Brooklyn Nets are 0-4.
Wow.
30th in offensive rating, 26th in field goal percentage, 28th in three-point percentage, 28th in free throw percentage, and from 2nd to 4th in the East, they have moved. I think he's important to that team.
Yeah, I would say so. Jason, your thoughts?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Can I throw an extra who's not on there too?
Sure.
And I'm gonna ask you to do a little flip-de-flu here. I would like to combine a who's not with a breaking news.
Okay.
Yeah.
They
Doing
tie
something
together?
interesting here. They do.
Flip-de-flu.
When it breaks,
We have it first.
it's Sactown Sports breaking news.
I once fell for the flippy-flu.
Did you? You can't do that.
I caught that back in 2010.
This is something that Kings fans are going to talk about quite a bit today, whether for good or bad.
Oh boy.
The Milwaukee Bucks have mutually agreed to find a new home via trade for Serge Ibaka. I can promise you, whether you want it or not, there will be some conversations today about whether or not the 33-year-old center, who really has not done much of anything for a while.
Haven't watched his YouTube cooking show, apparently.
Other than that, where Giannis kind of floored him a little bit. But this is a guy that led the league in blocks twice. However, that was back in 2012, 2013. Is he washed? Maybe not, but he's certainly in pre-wash. But is that the type of backup you could get for a second round?
What exactly is pre-wash?
Okay.
When the water's coming in.
When something has stains and you with the shout on it, like that Serge Ibaka.
You shout it out.
But he may not necessarily be in the actual washing machine yet.
All right.
Anyways,
it's in the hamper.
Exactly. So Serge Ibaka, he's going somewhere. Kings fans, would that be somebody you'd want as a backup? Or is it just a fun name?
Okay.
Friday Fun and Games.
Do it.
Right now.
We don't have an intro.
Can you have your song? Wait, let's cue it up. Jay, hit it. And then go ahead.
It's Friday Fun and Games with Jason Ross. He's so awesome. He used to be the boss, but he's great anyways because he's Jason Ross. No, he didn't. Yes, he did. Friday Fun and Games with Jason Ross. Dun, dun.
Is that off the top of the dome, or you've been?
No,
working on
I've
that?
been working on that for a while.
He read the script.
Quick shout out to Super Kings fan, Super Show fan before we get started. My guy John Kerr, he turns 50 today.
Wow!
John,
Happy birthday.
John is he'll say stuff all over the place on whether it's Twitter, the text. He and I talk a lot on Facebook all the time. He is just truly not just one of the best Kings fans I know, but also just he's a cool cat. He and his lovely bride Crystal, just an absolutely wonderful couple. We don't usually do birthday shout outs.
Yeah, but that's a celebrity birthday right there. It's faithful
John,
listener.
It's 50. It's a faithful listener. It's a huge
big.
Kings fan. Congratulations.
Happy birthday.
And many, many more. Yes.
Yes.
Happy birthday, John.
Happy
All right.
birthday, John.
Right
All right,
at the
guys.
start.
I'm going to crowdsource. I'm not going to compete you and Jay together. I want you guys to do this as a team.
Oh,
See how you're going to do. We're going to do fun with numbers. Fun with numbers.
Fun with numbers.
See how we do here.
All right. I got one 6 to 11.
Yes.
Hey.
I know what that means.
Yes.
All right, guys. See if you can crack the code here. And these are all categories that are very, very close in numbers and everything I have here. There's some pop culture, some sports things here. More career passing yards, Derek Carr or Alex Smith? What do you guys think?
Ooh.
I'm going to say Derek Carr.
I'll say Alex Smith.
And one is 30th all time, one is 32nd. So that's how close they are.
Oh, wait. Do we have to agree?
Well, you guys could do it.
Let's compete.
Okay, let's
I
compete.
hate being on his team.
All right.
It's a ball hog.
So wait, Dave, you said
I said Carr.
Okay,
I'm gonna go
Alex
Alex.
Smith. Dave, you can keep score here.
Okay.
The win goes to Jay Mars.
Oh,
Alex Smith.
That's garbage.
He's thrown for 35,650 yards, but Derek Carr should pass him.
He will pass
He will
him. That's what I thought you meant.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Next category
Next
in our
one.
competition with Jay Mars up 1-0. Most or more, all-time playoff wins. The Minnesota Vikings or the Miami Dolphins? Separated by one playoff win, who has more?
That's a good one. Talk about two franchises that are completely inept in the playoffs usually.
This hint won't help. One has 21 career wins, one has 20.
Oh, I know it now.
Yeah,
I mean, here's the thing. One has a Super Bowl, one doesn't, but I got a feeling that
Vikings have a Super Bowl.
Do they have a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
They do not.
They do not.
They've lost.
Imagine
I think
thinking that.
4 as well.
Yeah,
3 or 4.
exactly. But I think that's a flippy flu there too. I'm going to go with Minnesota has one.
I was going to say the Vikings as well.
Okay, so you both can tie if you're both right, and the correct answer is the Minnesota Vikings.
Aha!
You both get a point. Anybody care to guess whose number 1 is for just extra credit or no credit
Most
at all?
Playoff
Super
wins?
Bowl or
Playoff wins.
The
Either
Bears?
the Patriots or the Steelers. I'll say the Pats.
Okay, I'll say the Steelers then.
Okay, it is the Patriots, but by the end of this playoff run, it could be the 49ers.
Really?
Could be if everything goes well.
Everything goes well. Okay.
All right, guys. So it's what 2 to 1.
2-1, Jay.
All right. Let's go next with more career passing yards. Again, we're going to go between Joe Montana and Russell Wilson. They've often been compared.
This is career passing yards.
Career passing yards. The great Joe Montana or the great Let's Ride Russell Wilson.
I'm probably wrong. I'm saying Joe Montana because I just can't. I'm not.
I was going to go Russ.
Go ahead.
Okay. The correct answer is
I don't care.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I knew it.
He's
That's fine.
21st all time. Joe Montana, number 22.
I'd rather be wrong than be a sellout.
Wow. Let's go a little rivalry this weekend. Cowboys and 49ers. Guys, who has more receptions, career receptions? Terrell Owens or Jason Witten?
Ooh.
Wow.
That's
Both are in the
rough
top
one,
10.
Yeah.
All time.
I'm going to say Jason Witten.
I was going to go Jason Witten. Terrell Owens' hands got a little flimsy there towards the end.
Old flimsy hands T.O. is 8th all time. Jason Witten is 4.
Yeah.
Point for both of you guys.
Nicely done. Stop copying me. That's
You
twice
copied
now.
me.
All right, we're changing pace here. Better selling album of all time.
Oh,
Oh, boy.
Prince, Purple Rain, Prince of the Revolution, Purple Rain, or Def Leppard's Hysteria.
I was hoping he was going to say Thriller.
They're very close.
I actually think it's Hysteria.
I think it's Hysteria as well.
Okay. No point. It was Prince.
Purple Rain?
Purple Rain.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's an upset.
Okay. Fun with numbers here. More career hits. George Brett or Tony Gwynn?
Oh, my Lord.
Separated by 13 hits. Who has more? George Brett or Tony Gwynn?
I'm going to go with TG.
I was going to go Tony Gwynn as well.
Okay. Good guess, guys. You're both wrong.
Oh,
George Brett.
Wow,
Barely.
that's 2 in a row.
I just thought
Okay.
because Tony played for so long, man.
Plus, George Brett has 2 first names.
Yeah.
More career
There's
hits.
Tony Gwynn.
Ichiro or Ricky?
Ichiro.
Ricky.
Carmichael Dave
Yeah,
gets the
I'm already-
point.
I'm already
Ichiro.
right.
That was
I'm
very
already
close,
right.
separated by 24 hits.
I'm already writing it down. Yep.
Okay, here we go. More career points in the NBA. The great Paul Pierce or the great Tim Duncan? One is 19th all time. The other is 20th.
Why do you have to pick them so close?
Because that's why it makes it hard. Hello.
Been years back.
Shut up.
I'm going to say
Paul Pierce or Tim Duncan?
I'm
Who
going to
has
say
scored
Paul
more
Pierce.
I'll go Tim Duncan.
points? Okay, J. Mars gets the point. It's Tim Duncan.
God, I was just catching up too.
More career points. Dwayne Wade or Russell Westbrook? One is 37th all time. One is 33rd all time.
I'm going to say Russ.
I'll go D Wade.
Carmichael Dave. It's Russell Westbrook. You get the
Yeah. Here we come.
Thanks a lot, Dwayne.
point. All right.
One back.
Game Wayne.
More career points.
Yeah.
Mitch Richmond or DeMar DeRozan? One is 51st and one is 45th.
I'm going to say
I'm jumbling it up.
DeMar DeRozan.
I'm going to say Mitch Richmond.
DeMar DeRozan.
Oh, we have a tie, ladies and gentlemen. Here
Okay.
and down the stretch. Take out.
This one I am going to have you guys crowdsource together. Put
Okay.
these 5 in order from the highest score to the lowest of this group.
Okay.
I'm looking for Dame Lillard, Zach Randolph, Chris Mullen, Chris Webber, Rudy Gay. The 5 in order.
Total career points.
Career
All
points.
right, let's start with
Dame at one.
Yeah, it's
So Dame, Zach Randolph, Chris Mullen.
it's either
C.
Dame
Webb,
or
Rudy
Mullen,
Gay.
right?
I think
At
it's
one?
Dame.
Okay, you want to go Mullen too then?
yeah.
Okay.
And
Mullen
just for our
too.
listeners out there, one is 73rd all time, one is 74th, one is 83rd, one is 91st, and one is 101st.
I think Rudy Gay is 101.
I think you're right.
So you guys are putting Gay 5th?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Weber Randolph?
Randolph Weber. Ooh.
And would you guys put first? Dame?
All right, so we have Dame, Mullen, Gay.
No, you put Gay last,
Mullen
right?
was hurt a lot, though, at the end of his career.
You all put Gay ahead of Mullen?
No. I just don't know if we should have Mullen second.
I thought you put Gay last.
We did.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So Dame.
All right, we got to figure it out, though. We got to
Zebo?
Then Mullen?
Think Mullen has more than Weber? I don't like this game.
All right, Dame, Zebo, Weber, Mullen, Gay.
Okay. The correct answer is Zebo, Dame, Mullen, Rudy Gay, Chris Weber.
Well, we were close.
You were close.
We got the 5 guys. We just put them in the wrong order.
All right, let me give you a few more here. Let's see what can we hit from our list. More wins as Sacramento Kings head coach. Keith Smart or Reggie Theus, separated by 4 wins.
Reggie Theus.
Keith Smart.
Keith Smart's correct answer. This one for or for both of you guys, movies. Most consecutive weeks, #1 in the box office. Which one had more, Home Alone or Back to the Future?
Back to the Future.
Home Alone.
Back to the Future.
Son of a.
E.T. or Titanic?
Titanic.
E.T. Beverly Hills Cop or Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop. There's more, but I think we're...
I'm down 1.
Okay, let me see.
One more?
Better selling album, Fleetwood Mac's Rumors or Hootie and the Blowfish, Cracked Rear View?
You pick, and I'm taking... Okay, then I'm taking the...
What did he take?
He took Hootie. I'm taking Fleetwood Mac.
And you're taking the opposite? Okay. J. Mars. He's up 2. Oh, you're Dave. Since they became the Pac-12, more Pac-12 football championships, USC or Washington?
Washington.
USC.
I'm not picking anything for USC. It's Washington.
For Jay, for Jason, for Greg Papa, for Kevin Huerter, I'm Carmichael Dave. Everybody have a great and safe weekend. Love you all. See you Monday. Light the beam. Bye-bye now.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
On Sactown Sports.
For your everyday vehicle. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP.